will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Foundation repair isn't pretty, but at Atlanta Ramjack, we make it easy. If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with the repair. Why call us? Foundation repair is all we do. We have highly trained estimators that will thoroughly evaluate your home and only recommend what is needed. If you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881.
Get ready for Real Talk on the Janelle King Show, where we tackle kitchen table topics that are banned from family gatherings, but crucial for a strong republic. Tune in every Saturday at 3 p.m. and every Sunday for an encore episode at 9 a.m. And if you can catch us live, great. But if not, no worries. New podcasts drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park right here on Extra 106.3 or wherever you get your podcast. Join us for insightful conversations that matter.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
Fighting to earn every vote. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's what Vice President Kamala Harris says she's doing, holding a Pennsylvania event with Republican supporters ahead of her first Fox News interview, which comes after a Fox town hall for former President Trump.
So many people work to come in our country. They've worked for 10 years. They're getting ready. And then millions of people pour through the southern border.
Taking questions from an all-women audience on immigration, child care costs, and high prices in general, repeating a pledge to boost U.S. energy production, arguing lowering those prices will reduce costs for everything. The U.S. will give thousands more armored vehicles to Ukraine, part of a new military aid package totaling $425 million. President Biden speaking with Ukraine's President Zelensky, who earlier unveiled a plan for victory against Russia to the Ukrainian parliament.
One crucial detail in the blueprint, that Ukraine is invited to join NATO before the war ends. President Zelensky says it'll show the Russian people that Putin's plan has failed. NATO says, yes, Ukraine will join someday, just not while it's at war. The Ukrainian leader believes his victory plan could end the conflict no later than next year.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. A nationwide recall, first announced a week ago, has grown to 12 million pounds of processed food.
The recall is for meat and poultry products produced at the Bruce Pack processing plant in Durant, Oklahoma. It may be contaminated with listeria. The updated recall now includes ready-to-eat meals sent to schools and restaurants and major retailers, including Walmart, Target, Costco, Trader Joe's, and Kroger.
Fox's Jack Callahan. Traces of the bacteria were found in samples of chicken from the plant, but so far no confirmed illnesses related to it. Those recalled foods have the numbers 51205 inside or under the USDA inspection mark. America's listening to Fox News.
Life takes a toll on our bodies. No way around it. Whether it's sitting hours on end at your computer or working a physical job, over time, your body pays the price. There is, however, an effective way to turn back the clock on pain. Relief Factor. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor helps support your body's response to inflammation. The difference, instead of masking pain, Relief Factor helps eliminate it for good. And it's 100% drug-free. If the pains that come with living a full life are affecting you, do as so many others have. Turn back the clock on pain with Relief Factor. Their 3-week quick start is just $19.95, less than $1 a day. When you feel good, it's amazing how much more you get out of life. So visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Try it for only $19.95. While we can't stop aging, not yet, we can stop pain. Turn back the clock with Relief Factor.
Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. 303 with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire. And the mechanical mangler at the controls, it's Flounder, and it's hump day. We'll hump this, baby. A lot of breaking news, fun stuff coming up for today. Of course, politics. And by the way, just for the record, how come Fox News now keeps leading their newscast? Oh, my God. Pete Davis has it's a skull mug. It's a drinking dead skeleton skull face. Oh, my God. Oh, you voted. You voted. He's got it. In fact, my sticker came off. I voted too. My sticker came off my shirt. They're making bad stickers now, apparently.
I know. Mine fell off too.
Did it? I can't believe it. What the hell?
Cheap stickers.
I'm not making that up. It's actually true. It fell off like 3 times. I kept putting it back, and it said, screw it, and threw it away. So
it's Raffensperger's fault as everything else is.
Anyway. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, as we begin. Pete Davis, the Mountains of Macon, you voted, did you? Well, of course, that was where you are. They're like probably not terribly crowded, I'm guessing. Well, tell me your experience there.
In and out, 15 minutes, and it's like a well-oiled machine. Everybody there is your age. They've been working together since grade school. They know everybody.
That's the way
they look at me like, who's this strange guy? Yeah. And I get in there, and I'm in out just like that.
Wow, outstanding.
There's a lot of weird stuff on that I didn't vote on 2 of them because I didn't understand the damn questions.
There were a couple of amendments. One was for a new commission. Or no, what the hell was it? Crap! I forgot now.
I had no idea. I should have looked it up before I went in there. I forgot.
And of course, there's always the little things like some judicial clerk of court or something. I mean, I don't know. I leave them blank. I really don't.
Republican.
I'll tell you, this is incredible. Flounder, I swear to God, I'm coming to you in a second. So I know what you're going to say, so you don't have to really work for it.
I have a lot to say.
Oh, my God, I don't believe that at all. You dirty liar. Hold on, Pete. I want to get, if he's got a lot to say, I want to get to it because that'd be the first time ever. Hey, Flounder, what's going on with you today, sir?
All is well behind this side of the board.
Well, you tricked me again, you bastard. Okay, Pete Davis. I noticed I voted in Fulton County, and I noticed that there were a slew of these 2nd, 3rd, 4th page election things that had only a Democrat. There was no Republican runs, and they don't even bother to run. So
what?
You know what?
There was one Democrat on my entire sheet to vote for, and that even surprised me that there was one.
Well, in Fulton County, typical. There were a bunch of things just to Democrats listed. There were nobody.
I live in the most conservative county in the state of Georgia. It's a fact.
I wouldn't be surprised.
By the way, I'm wearing my smoking jacket today. I was telling you about yesterday.
Oh, the new bathrobe. All right, sir. Now you want to stand? Is it a full length or is it a shorty? A full length regular bathrobe. You know what I used to have also. I feel kind of like a little bit of a sissy. If you remember one of the movies of James Bond, I think it's the one where he has that chick who comes out of the water. What's her name? That may not be right. I can't remember. But anyway, it's one where James Bond is at a pool, at a swimming pool, a resort swimming pool, and he's wearing a blue short bathrobe. It goes like to his middle of his hips. It's not a full length. It's like a terry cloth cover for when you're sitting around the beach. I used to have one of those. I haven't seen one of those in 50 years. But I used to have one for the beach.
I'm wearing my Buc-ee's Halloween
pants. Oh, you got the little ghost things and Boo and my, that's so
Bucky
cute.
The ghost, like from Buc-ee's.
I've never been to Buc-ee's.
You have never been to Buc-ee's? What is wrong with you?
I've never seen one. I don't know where they are.
Rome.
They're nice.
Let me go.
Rome.
Well, let me go ahead and drive to Rome. Let me go ahead and drive over to Rome.
They're not overrated.
To see their bathroom, to go to Buc-ee's to see their bathroom, to go to Rome sounds a little excessive.
I will say this: the bathrooms are top notch, and their barbecue is delicious.
Well, okay, I'll go to Rome. Yes. My God, I'll go this weekend. I'll ignore my own selfish needs to go drive to Rome.
They're building one, I think, in Monroe.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, Leeds, Alabama. Went on the way to Birmingham.
Well, I just go to Alabama. I got nothing to do.
All right. You know what's going to happen if you don't do what happened yesterday is sometime during the show.
I know. So, Pete, the thing on you. So what's new? How's it going? What's new in the Mountains of Macon there, sir?
Well, I was thinking it's so cold that I want to go to a warm spot for vacation this year. Yeah. And I thought maybe I'll have some time in January coming up.
Well, I think we all will. I'm fairly sure. Here we go again, by the way.
I looked into some flights to Tahiti.
Tahiti. Oh, my God. I can't believe it.
And I found a great airfare on Peter Pan Airlines.
Peter Pan Airlines to Tahiti. Wow, tell me about the airline fare.
Well, I had to turn the ticket back in, unfortunately, because I found something out about Peter Pan Airways that I didn't like.
What? Peter Pan Airways? What'd you find out?
They never land.
They never land, ladies and gentlemen. They're sticky. Oh. See, they never land. It was kind of a... He did mention a Tinkerbell Fairy. Oh, my God. 308, how you doing? Here's a number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And let's see. And I did vote. Well, I'll give you a brief voting experience. Oh, no, I'll just tell you what's coming up. Pete's Tweets, Flounder's Funnies, Holy Crap, it's Sports. In fact, I'm going to mention a sports phrase I have not actually heard in a very long time, and it's a great one, and I think it's true, and it's a cliche that I totally had forgotten, and I know you know all about it. Pete, I'm going to mention to you here in just a second, but first, we got a couple updates. We'll do a lot of the Trump stuff. He did his thing at 11 o'clock this morning, the town hall business. They played it. I was still before I left for work. I do all my work at home since like 6 to 11 or so, and then I come into work. So I got to watch about 10 or 15 minutes of the town hall. Oh my God, when what's her name? I don't like her. The one Stella, somebody. She's kind of she's like it reminds me of an angry substitute teacher.
Faulkner?
Yeah, Clarence Faulkner, whatever her name is.
That's not her name.
Not Clarence, it's somebody Faulkner. Shannon Faulkner. Shannon Faulkner went to the Citadel. Who the hell? What's her freaking name?
Something.
I'm so stupid. I'm so sorry. She's very famous.
Urkel.
Anyway, I just don't like her because she reminds me of like an angry substitute teacher. Harris Faulkner. And she says, ladies and gentlemen, it's all chicks, it's all babes. And she says, ladies, Donald J. Trump, and he walks in, and man, they went nuts. It was a rock star, and I'll tell you what, when he kind of glides, it's like he parted the, and he kind of smoothly kind of danced into. I mean, it was unbelievable. I said, oh my God, how cool is this? And they jumped on their feet, screaming and yelling. It was unbelievable. And by the way, for the record, it was all women, and I'm sure most of them were conservatives and everything else, but still, they asked all the tough questions. They were conservatives who said, well, what are you going to do to bring the middle class, help the middle class people? Because all we hear about is billionaire taxes. And went, holy crap. I mean, they weren't dicking around, my friend. And so they were asking better questions than the freaking media was asking. Harris Faulkner. Yeah, thank you, Flounder. See, there we go.
Started at 3.
Well, he was busy a few minutes ago.
I was editing something, and someone called in to say it's Harris Faulkner, so I was just passing it along.
Well, thank you so much, our listener. There you are, too. So we have two helpers.
By the way,
yes.
The same day that he's meeting those women and taking every question that he has no idea what the questions are,
right.
Kamala stands up in front of a microphone and camera and says he's hiding from the people.
Yeah, well, there are like 3 things they're doing. I'll get to that in a second. Don't overshoot the first part. I mean, it's just freaking hysterical. They're doing the Biden campaign reverse theme. It's really, really funny. Anyway, so we got that coming. We'll talk about that stuff. Also, but I was wondering, how come Fox News, last few hours, they will lead their newscast with Vice President Kamala side pieces. I'll run it out today on the same day that Donald Trump is holding. Instead of saying the news was breaking, it was Donald Trump. But they're talking about Vice President's side piece and the lead to give her kind of the lead. I mean, it's freaking news, people. Even Fox is doing stuff like this. And, of course, she's on tonight with Brett Baer. But still, the news was Trump had his meeting. She doesn't have hers yet. She's going to be on at 6 o'clock. Trump was on this morning. So he's the lead. Anyway, so we got all that stuff for you. A quick wrap-up on my voting thing. I'm sorry. And then I promise we have all the stuff. God, I hope that... Has anybody ever seen the new program guy, by the way? Does he know anything about this show or anything? I'm a little... I swear to God.
We're under the radar.
Yeah.
Obviously.
We just way I like it, by the way. Although I think it's backfiring. We're going to have a lot of free time coming up. Maybe going back to the old podcast. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I swear to God, this time, if we have to do another podcast, will you please freaking... $2 a month. I'm begging you. $2 freaking dollars. You think we could get, we said, 100,000, 200,000 hits on a thing. Yeah, how about $2? I mean, just $1, 40 cents. Anyway.
We don't have to worry about that.
No, I'm sure we'll be fine. No, I'm sure I'm just hyperventilating. I'm not voting today. It was really cool because I said I'm going to do this because something you mentioned yesterday. As you know, and in fact, there was a little sign out in front of the voting. It was Alpharetta Library. And a little sign said, if you need assistance or if you are over 75 years old or need assistance, you can... go to the front of the line or help somebody, whatever, go to help, get somebody to help you, so. So I walked in and there were about, I figured, in fact, this morning I figured, well, after yesterday setting a record, 300,000 people showed up first day early voting, set a record, doubled. Doubled the last. I mean, it's this astounding record they set in the first early day voting. So I figured most people now, they're going to say, oh my God, I'm not going to go through that again. And I figured, well, nobody's going to show up now because they'll be afraid of big lines. Well, sure enough, I got there about 9:30, and there were probably 50 people, which is a lot better than around the building. So then I said, well, I'm going to do this and see what happens, see what the reaction is. So I walked up to the front of the girl away at the front.
No.
I did, and I said, I don't want to start a riot or anything, but is it true that if you're over 75 years old, you can go to the front of the line? She says, yes, sir, absolutely. It's right there. And she pointed to where the front of the line was.
Wait a minute. She didn't ask for your ID to see if you were 75?
Well, no. Well, it wasn't her turn. I had to go to the person who does check that. So anyway, I went to when you go to voting.
What an insult.
Well, no. It wasn't her job. She wasn't supposed to do that. She told me where the front of the line was. I walked past the front of the line to go where you start voting. And she said, well, go right there. You'll be at the front of the line. So I went to the front of the line, and then they haven't checked. But anyway, I said, is it true 75-year-old can go there? She says, yeah, there it is. So I got to the front of the line, and there was a guy there with two women wearing unusual garments and like headdresses, and like they were foreigners or something, and he had a little name tag on that he was helping them to vote like for the first time. Anyway, so I said, I don't want to butt in line. And I said, I'm almost 80. He said, okay, but butt in front. And one guy was not amused. There was one guy about two back in the line was not happy that the Kimmer butted in line to go vote early. But I did, damn it, and I'm proud and happy, and the sticker sucks because they're cheap this year. Pete's fell off too. Anyway, okay, we'll go. 3:15, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. I'll stop. All right, yeah, your turn.
Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the latest news and the voices you need during such an uncertain time in America.
Front office Lowe's got his X chair. Finally, after 3.5 years.
I'm going to give it back later.
I don't understand why. I'm so
disappointed. I don't want Kimmer sitting and farting in it.
Oh, okay.
Old man farts in my chair? No.
Proud to be Atlanta's conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Bobby. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm having deck problems.
You're having deck problems?
Hey, keep it down. It's embarrassing.
Now, look, there's plenty of guys in the neighborhood with deck problems. What's the matter with yours?
Well, it's small and old compared to yours.
All right, let's not make this a deck measuring competition. You just need to call Excavations. They've seen decks of all sizes, shapes, and colors. Good news is Excavations can build you a sweet new deck that you'll love to show off to your friends and neighbors. Don't worry, Jimmy. We're going to get you some big deck energy.
Hi, this is Candace with Excavations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't feel ashamed of your deck. Excavations can build an outdoor living space that you'll be proud of. And with our Exavision, we'll be able to show you your home's transformation before you even begin the work. Keep the HOA off your deck and give us a call today for decks, windows, siding, roofing, and more. Or visit us at exovations.com to get inspired.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand and Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions. Each brand brings savory, sweet deliciousness to every meal. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand and your Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services. But you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
I'm Kamala Harris, candidate for president, and I approve this message. So many of you have told me about your plans for the future. Starting a business, buying a home, retiring near your grandchildren. But prices are too high. So let me tell you what I will do about it as president. I will take on price gouging. I will lower the cost of healthcare insurance. We cap the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors. I'm running to do that for everyone. And I will provide new down payment assistance to first-time home buyers and tax benefits to people who want to start their own business. Donald Trump, well, he wants to give more tax breaks to the wealthy, whereas I will cut taxes for the middle class instead. Because I know working people want to do more than just get by. You want to get ahead, and that's the future you deserve. And that is what I will focus on every day as your president. Paid for by Harris for President.
You know, every time I hear one of those commercials, I just, you know, and again, she's going to spend $1 billion. More than $1 billion. More than $1 billion. Wow.
Don't you feel a little insulted they didn't check your ID to make sure they just assumed you were 75 plus?
They checked my ID. Jesus, okay. Let me do this first. Okay, Flounder, I'm sorry. Let's hear a little music here. Dear God. Here it goes. Morgan Wallen. Here, let's hear a little music here. Oh, he can't hear me. He's doing something. Oh, there you go.
I'm listening.
Okay. I'm just going to play a little more here. There we go. 2023, a year ago, Morgan Wallen, #1 on the American chart with his third album, One Thing at a Time. 19 weeks at the top of the country chart's longest running #1 country. Oh my God. I can't believe this. Morgan Wallen's One Thing at a Time was the longest running #1 country album ever. Ever? George Jones and Merle Haggard and Waylon Jennings and oh my God! I mean, all the oh my God! I mean, I'm happy for him. Congratulations, but I barely know the guy's name. I know more for him having a controversy about talking about something at some music awards or something. Wasn't that it? A thing? Or was he the one who jumped off the bar or threw somebody off a bar or a chair?
Did he throw a chair off
I think he threw the chair off the bar. Yeah, I think that was the guy who threw the chair off the balcony of a bar. Yeah. Anyway, I have a whole new respect for the man. They set a record for the #1 album for length of #1. Well, good for you. I'm also, I find this was really cool. I kind of recognized the name, and I double-checked it. Martha Smith is 74. Now, I know neither one of you bastards knows any idea who Martha Smith was, and neither did I until I double-checked it. Martha Smith was Mandy in Animal House. The blonde in the car with the rubber gloves.
Oh, she was.
And she was the one that John Blutarski drove off with her, threw her in the car and took off to marry her, become Senator and Mrs. Blutarski. Mandy from Animal House. Martha Smith is 74 years old.
That boy is a pig.
P-I-G. Well, what do you think I am now? Oh, God. That's it. Anyway, 322, our day in history list here today. This was kind of double-checked a couple things on this, too. 1793, Marie Antoinette, the Queen of France, had become the most reviled woman in the country. She was accused by her own son of incest, accused of convincing King Louis XVI to flee the country as a traitor and go to her homeland of Austria. Marie Antoinette was also accused of the lavish spending to deplete the national treasury, which is where she came up with let them eat cake. She may have never said that, but they actually charged her with depleting the national treasury of France, among other things. So today they chopped off her head in 1793. I called her a traitor. Good grief. 322. Okay, now the voting thing. Okay, I walked into the building, and there was a line of people, and the line stopped, and there was a guy at a desk, and the line stopped, and in front of him, I went past that, down where the desk was, to a girl standing in front of the voting booths. And I said, I'm not sure where to go. I said, locked down. She said, yeah, you can go to the front of the line, and there it is right there. So then I turned back around and went to the front of the line. When I went to the front of the line, they took my driver's license and checked my ID and my name and looked at my picture and determined that I was of a certain age to go to the front of the line. So, yes, they did everything right. They were very professional. It was very quick. They have a new screen turnaround system now. I mean, everything's all high-tech.
You're missing the point.
What point?
It should have been insulting you personally if they did not ask for an ID to see if you were 75 plus. They just said, "Oh yeah, he's
I've even stopped." Well, Mr. Smarty Pants, I will go with any. You pick any 10 almost 79-year-old guys. Okay, you pick the next 10 79-year-old guys and me, 10 guys and me, and we'll stand in a line, and you have a judging system to say who do you think looks the youngest of all those guys.
Do you know how long it would take me to find 10 79-year-old guys who could stand up?
Good luck to you. Yeah, thank you. Oh, my God. All right, 324. I swear to God, we'll get organized here. In fact, Flounder found us a news story. A couple things. The Georgia judge has blocked that rule. It says we have to hand count everything. Here we go. It's just one thing after another. Also, Peaches found the story recently, too. This figure, speaking of politics, and one of the major issues, as we know, not only is the border, but also the crime, not only because of the border, but crime generally. Well, this is just in. Remember when the FBI and the Democrats made hay out of this? The FBI released a report a few months ago that said that national crime had fallen by 2%. A Democrat Party talking point. Well, the FBI has now revised quietly all the numbers. They finally got caught and had to come out with all the stuff. Instead of crime going down by 2%, it's up by 5%. Thousands more murders, more rapes, more robberies, more aggravated assaults. God knows how many car thefts and minor assault cases and so forth. The Bureau made no mention of those revisions in their press release last month. The Federal Bureau of Disgrace had not even mentioned the fact that they had to change their statistics because they got caught. This was last month. It's only today the figures are coming out. They lied and got caught, and they were covering for the Democrats in time for the election, ladies and gentlemen. God, we caught them again.
More government lies.
Jesus. The USA Today headline, violent crime dropped for the third straight year in 2023. Murder and rape, too, according to FBI statistics. Well, it's a lie. Exactly the opposite. And now it's up to the freaking FBI to explain what the hell they've done, why these changes, why didn't they mention them, how come they're covering up the whole thing. There were 80,000 more violent crimes, murders, rapes, 40,000. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I mean, it's unbelievable. And by the way, the FBI also does not even just simply count reported crimes. It offers estimates by extrapolating data from police departments that report only partial data. The Bureau makes estimates for cities that report no data. And as I remember, isn't it like Chicago and New York and Philadelphia don't report their crimes?
That's right.
Oh, this is unbelievable. The FBI,
this should be the lead story.
Yeah.
On every station.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, cover up with FBI? No. If it had been the opposite, this would be everywhere. The FBI claims that serious violent crime had fallen by 8%. Oh, my God, this is good. This is unbelievable. I love this stuff. The number of police officers around the country's declined, cuts in budgets, retirement, stuff like that. So police departments nationwide don't even respond to calls unless the guy's there committing the crime. So even those calls are not counted in the crime results. Secondly, data shows this. The FBI claims that serious violent crime fell by 8%. Serious violent crime has fallen by 6% since Biden took office. Well, the numbers actually show that total violent crime has risen by 55% in that same time period. Rapes are up 42%, robbery up 63%, aggravated assault up 55% during Carmela Biden's term. Since the statistics started, the largest previous increase over 3 years was 27% back in 2006. The increase now is 55%.
What was the rape number again?
The rape number was 42% increase in number of rapes reported. God knows how many are not reported.
You said rape twice.
I like rape. No, ladies, now you know it's from Blazing Saddles. Get off my back. I get the joke. Pete gets the joke. Come on, you're killing me. At the beginning of the year, the media was running headlines like National Public Radio's violent crime is dropping last year in the United States, even if Americans don't believe it. Yeah, it's up 55%, dipwad. How about that, whoremouth? Oh, my God. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, could you hear what I'm saying? I mean, it was down.
It took a month. It took a month before somebody found it.
And this just came in. In fact, Flounder, Flounder sent me a picture, sent a text from Charlie Kirk, who's released a story. And of course, there's no way to print these things, so I just took pictures of it. So I'm now going to read you the pictures on my phone of this story. This is unbelievable. They got caught at the University of Arizona doing a mandatory anti-racism training seminar at the University of Arizona. The first thing you see in this text that came out from Charlie Kirk is a picture. The headline is Mandatory Anti-Racism Training, University of Arizona. Then there's a picture to show the student. It's all girls, by the way, showing from the back of the class, showing on the screen in the front of the class is a picture talking about this racism, mandatory anti-racism training. The picture shows 3 people. Hold on a second, I got to think here. Or three images. The headline of the picture for this class on racism is Systemic and Individual Racism. Okay? And then there's a block that says racism. The first category is a brain with things in it, and it says difference. The second picture is Donald Trump, and it says superiority. And then the third picture is of dancing girls, or two girls dancing, and it says dominance. Okay, I don't know what they mean by difference, but then they have Donald Trump for superiority of individual racism. And then, why is Trump up there? People are reacting. Well, I see why I was so brainwashed before. I thought he was racist because of the media. I had to stop watching all of it, do my own research. I'm a black Democrat female voting for Trump. The room's almost entirely full of women. Anytime there's training organization on racism, they should have a picture of Barack. He started this racist crap, the most racist, divisive president we've ever had. Well, you're quoting me now. He literally is the worst divisive racism president we have ever had in this country. No one ever asked the taxpayers if they want to pay for these racist DEI programs, because if they did, we'd say no. Anybody want to bet this is campus-wide across the country? Students should all walk out. That professor or staff involved should be fired. Another, because the majority of these kids are going to that school, have very wealthy parents. Quite honestly, they just don't give a damn. They just want to get rid of their kids for the year and send them over to University of Arizona. I'll bet I grew right up here and know a lot of these book-smart preppies are dumb as rocks. Good Lord. The same leftist BS right there, more brainwashing in our university. And then telling black men you'll give them free weed and money is not not brainwashing. Oh, my God. These freaking people, they can't stop. All right, we're doing the Trump stuff coming up. I mean, it's unbelievable. Town hall stuff, and it's all coming up. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder, and Flounder's Funnies, and it's 3:31 on 106.3. Look at it. Here we go.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
I'm sure you've heard by now of the mass shooting that happened in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know, 20-some people hurt, 4 people killed. One thing the media has not told you is that the shooters were black. Uh-oh. Racism. Don't use that word around me. It means nothing. The urban black culture is a culture of violence, predatory violence. And finally, somebody said it. Not just me, the old white guy. Somebody said it. His name is Randall Woodfin. He is the mayor of Birmingham. Go ahead, call the black mayor of Birmingham a racist because he mentions the culture of violence.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
And by the way, smartass, when I went to the last election in the primary, the girl at the office said, when I showed her my life, she says, "Oh my God, I thought you were like 60. So, 3:33. Are we on? Sorry, Flounder.
Was that the election 20 years ago?
Oh, very funny. Oh, Mr. Comedy Man pipes up here all of a sudden from the room of darkness. You guys are killing me. Oh, by the way,
Stevenson, Dwight D. Eisenhower.
Did you hear the morning show promo and talking about me on their chair?
Apparently.
What the hell is going on with these guys and their chairs?
Are you farting in his chair?
No, I've never cut the cheese in this room.
Bull.
Anyway.
Please.
All right, 3:33. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete and Flounder and the whole crew in here. All right, beautiful. Kimmer, Pete and Flounder, and Jeff and Mark from the Safe House. You got to love these guys. This is a great company. By the way, remember there was a scandal months ago where some company with some other people were giving out the special master reset codes. No. Atlanta Safe House is known for its protection of your rights. That's why they only use off-duty police and firefighters and military to go into your house or office or building or whatever it is, because they know that you can trust them to help you get your safe installed any way you want it, whether like they did with me with my gun safes. They actually bolted them from the inside into the concrete floor of your game room or basement or garage like they did it for me, all that kind of stuff. By the way, it's all gun safe month. That means you're going to save hundreds of dollars on these gun safes. And again, they're not just a big empty steel box. They've got nooks and crannies in there and shelving units. And of course, the pistol safes are really special. They're beautiful. All the top brands, by the way, always on sale. Nobody beats the money, and nobody has as many items to choose from at Atlanta Safe House. In fact, they have a showroom in Ackworth up on Industrial Boulevard. If you're in the area, stop in and you'll be amazed. I mean, and by the way, I lost my medical records. My fault. I'm an idiot. Don't do stuff like that. Now, if you need to find your living will or your medical records or your financial stuff, mortgage and divorce and marriage papers, all that stuff, and the things you want to save that are special. Come on, you're killing me. Please tell them the Kimmer Show. They have rebates all over the place, and they will pay the sales tax. You get a safe Atlanta Safe House, they're paying the sales tax. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
It's time to turn work into fun with Exmark mowers this fall from Howard Brothers. Exmark mowers are built for speed, precision, and durability, making every cut cleaner, every job faster, and you can have fun doing it. Whether you're mowing lawns or tackling leaves, Exmark gets the job done fast, giving you more time to enjoy the season. So gear up and save time with mowers the pros trust. Visit Howard Brothers to check out your next Exmark mower today. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
Hurricane Helene, a chemical plant fire, port strikes, Iranian attacks. These recent events remind us how critical it is to be prepared. While panic buying has led to shortages of some products, True Prep still has inventory on hand, with more arriving soon. Don't wait until disaster strikes. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow. And if you're unsure where to start, True Prep's knowledgeable staff is here to assist. Visit True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com.
I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but the cold air is coming fast. That means a couple different things to me and you. Energy bills will be rising and company coming over for the holidays. Dan Watkins here with all Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows. It's time to get your house ready for the winter air and your holiday visitors. The good news is that we have you covered for every opening in your home. So call us today to set up a free estimate with one of our amazing sales consultants. They'll help you pick out the perfect garage door, front door, and windows for your home.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Here we go. They found that guy who tied his dog to a fence in the hurricane. Also, a guy who went to heaven as a little boy remembers it well and says it's such a thing. But first, the Ledster, Zepparoni. Led Zeppelin. 2010, Auburn University student, a graduate student, Justin Hayward, named a new species of fish, Lepidocephalophysiphotropus zeppelini. Might have added a syllable there. Because the fish's pectoral fin reminded him of the double neck guitar used by Jimmy Page. I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan, he said. I'm listening to them while I was working on the fish. The structure of this graduate student said, the structure makes the species unique. Just reminded me of the guitar that Jimmy Page was
Flounder. Flounder, you missed an opportunity to play Led Zeppelin's The Ocean.
The Ocean?
Oh, I've never heard of that.
The Ocean?
Of course, whatever I've heard of it.
The Ocean.
The Ocean. I don't know what he's talking about either. I guess it was...
Is that a Zeppelin song? I've never heard The Ocean.
Yes.
See, even he's never heard of it. Oh, my God.
You know it. If you hear it, you know it.
I've always got The Ocean. Led Zeppelin, The Ocean. You'll find it right now. In the meantime, your birthday list includes... Oh, here we go.
While you're pulling it.
While you're pulling it. David Zucker. The producer and comedy guy, David Zucker from Airplane and Naked Gun, 77 years old today.
Joey, have you ever seen a grown man naked?
Roger, over, Roger, what? Yeah, you never had to drag Lambert on a full card either, have you? Anyway.
Just want to say we're counting on you and good luck.
Oh, mercy. This day in history, 1901.
I've definitely heard this, yes.
Ocean. Oh, of course, I've heard this song. I didn't know that was the title. I'll be damned. This is Led Zeppelin, The Ocean. Okie honor of the fish. 1901, educator Booker T. Washington became the first black guy to dine at the White House. It was an invitation from President Teddy Roosevelt to honor Booker T. Washington. It touched off a storm of controversy because Democrats don't like black people, and they sure didn't want some black guy sitting in the freaking White House, which they said was named white. Therefore, black guys shouldn't be in there because Democrats just don't like black people. And it was especially later to have a disgraced black bisexual ex-president telling them how to vote again for black guys and black girls. Wow. Anyway, that
was Teddy Roosevelt's party again?
Well, he was a bull Democrat, Republican.
He was Republican then.
Yeah, he was a Republican. Yeah. He was the Republican, right? Exactly. I mean,
later when he ran, Moose. He was Bull Moose.
Yeah, but he was a Republican. That's where, and in fact, this in Teddy Roosevelt one where everybody was all happy in the business community, everything else, and then he got in office and said, "Okay, we're changing everything." And they said, "Oh, wait a minute, you promised. you said we can do whatever we want in business. We can charge whatever we want and cheat people." He said, "No."
He took a guy from Wall Street who knew all the inside people, and that guy went in there and basically stuck it to all of them.
Yeah, he made him his key guy to say, "Okay, we're changing everything." They were not happy. That was 1901. And just for the record, speaking of honors, 1972, Loretta Lynn became the first woman to win the Country Music Association most prestigious honor, Entertainer of the Year. Loretta Lynn, 1972, had always been a coal miner's daughter since she was born. 341, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Okay, a little politicking here today. Tonight, we're going to be seeing what the vice president's doing. But right now, Donald Trump. He did this a wonderful town hall, and again, I saw the entrance of it I made you tingle. Honestly, he just owned that crowd, and they asked very tough questions. One woman whose son goes to University of Georgia, I saw this one in person, said, "My son is a Georgia Bulldog. He was on campus the day Laken Riley was murdered. Terrifying for all those kids. I wanted to know how quickly in a sanctuary city like they're calling Athens, Georgia, how quickly can you remove those threats to our societies?" Trump says we can do things in terms of getting people out of here. We can move them out of the sanctuary cities. And then he said this: "We're going to end all sanctuary cities in the United States. And we're going back to normalcy, going back to law and order. Ending sanctuary cities." That's the kind of question they need to deliberately, specifically ask Vice President Sidepiece about sanctuary. The more you can show the differences of obvious things, the better it is. Flounder, also, Donald Trump was asked about a question about females and athletes and whether boys, should be allowed to be part of girls' sports and girls' locker rooms. Here's Donald.
My question is, how do you plan on addressing the transgender issue in women's sports? I have 9 grandchildren, 6 of them female, all playing sports, and we are very concerned for their safety, not just on the field and the courts, but in their locker rooms as well.
Right. It's such an easy question, and everybody in the room, and you know that answer, we're not going to let it happen. We stop it. We stop it. We absolutely stop it. You can't have it. It's a man playing in the game. I mean, physically, from a muscular state, even if it was a little bit less, maybe they do all sorts of tests and drugs and everything else. Look at what's happened in swimming. Look at the records that are being broken.
So how do you stop it? Do you go to the sports leagues? Do you go to the Olympic
You just
councils?
ban it. The president bans it. You just don't let it happen.
You know there are going to be lawsuits because remember it was these people, Biden and Kamala side piece, who got the Title IX business so that it included the change so that all the gender people. Well, Trump can say, we're not going to do that. Let him sue. In fact,
Change Title IX back.
Every possibility of everything he can reject will be going to court, and he'll win every freaking one. It's going to be time and money and everything else, but he can undo all this with a stroke of a pen on day one. The pipeline, the border. I mean, oh my God! Sanctuary cities, the pipeline, the border, path to citizenship, getting rid of all the the special hundreds of thousands a month of people getting free airline tickets from Venezuela here. I mean, it's unbelievable. Just stop it. Oh, this is going to be freaking great. 344. Sorry, I was yelling there. Let's see. I don't care about that part of that one. By the way, Donald Trump is apparently... my headphones sound funny. That's a little better. I don't know what's going on with my stupid headphones. Sorry, folks. I got distracted. Well, I have these ear things in. Donald Trump's going to McDonald's to hit the fryer. Donald Trump is going to be serving fries. He's going to be working the fryer at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania this weekend. Back a couple of weeks ago in North Carolina, he said, we don't want to hear fake promises like Carmela's side piece, even something like she worked very long and hard hours over French fries at McDonald's. She never worked at McDonald's. It's a fake story. So I'm going to go to McDonald's and actually going to work the French fries because I've worked longer and harder at McDonald's than she did, even if I do it for half an hour. So Donald Trump this weekend is going to be doing the fry bucket at McDonald's in Pennsylvania, which ought to be freaking hysterical. I can't wait to see it. 345. By the way, Charlamagne the God, I saw a couple of quick highlights of it and so forth, but he even called her out. He said, you come off as very scripted. You stick to your talking points. She says, well, that would be called discipline. Doesn't Biden administration take blame for the border, though? I mean, a lot to blame. First 3 years, y'all got a lot of things wrong with the border. And she just said, well, the first thing we dropped was a bill to fix the important immigration system and the broken immigration at the border. That's not the first thing you did, you liar. You opened the first thing you did was cancel all Donald Trump's stay-at-home border policies. I mean, they're just gaslighting. He didn't really, she just dodged everything. He kind of called her on stuff about what's going on. The border encounters hit record highs. And then he got her for black men should support her due to their support of marijuana. If you give, legalize the weed to get black guys to vote for you. And even Charlamagne said, you put 2,000 black guys in jail in San Francisco for smoking weed. Now all of a sudden it's okay. I mean, it's just one thing after another. But now, and again, Pete mentioned this, part of this in passing. All of a sudden now, this is what the Democrats have done. As of today, I just heard them making very clear again today. The Democrats have 3 new talking points about Donald Trump. The Democrats, I heard her do this campaign thing. Democrats are now saying, number one, Donald Trump is hiding from the campaign. They actually, I swear to God, they actually made a comment about, remember when he had to go dancing the other night because people were falling sick from being fainting and the stuff. And he said, well, let's not, and they were complaining, the Democrats were complaining that Donald Trump said, well, let's just play some music and have some fun and started dancing. So they complained that he was refusing to answer people's questions at the meeting, which is silly, that he's hiding from the campaign. Donald Trump is hiding from the campaign. Number 2, Donald Trump is too old. He's just too old, he's hiding, he's not campaigning, and he's just darn too old. Oh, by the way, number 3, he's just mentally incompetent. The man, he's like senile, he's mentally incompetent, he's just, oh my God, it's the Joe Biden campaign thing.
Projecting.
The 3 things. He's hiding, he's old, and he's mentally incompetent. Now they're saying Donald Trump is that guy. They're the ones who performed a coup against their own guy for those
Always
reasons.
Accuse the other side of what you yourself are doing.
Honestly, I'm wetting my pants at how they could just turn everything around. And
They're just born liars out of the womb.
I can't believe it. 347, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? 404-741-1230. Come on, what do you?
Fan and Extra 106.3 are proud to salute all those who've served our great nation at our 2024 Veterans Day Golf Classic. Friday, November 8th at Heritage Golf Links. Join all your favorite fan and Extra personalities for a day of golf, prizes, and fun, all benefiting our friends at the Warrior Alliance. Special thanks to Beaver Toyota of Cumming, Harris Cherokee Casino, Corona, Scana Energy, Window Traditions, Two-Way Radio Gear, Panther Plumbing, and Zero FG Energy Drink.
Are you planning for your big day? Are you picking out the venue, the cake, the menu, the dress, the tux? And you can't forget about those wedding bands. Well, you're in luck because Wedding Band Weekend is back at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. October 25th through the 27th is the best time to save big on those wedding bands that you'll say I do with. During Wedding Band Weekend at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, when you buy her band, you get his for free. And to make your purchase even easier, we're offering 60 months interest-free financing on all of the top wedding band designers in the industry. That's 5 years to not worry about paying for those beautiful rings that symbolize your commitment. And remember, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. So come visit us October 25th through the 27th to shop for your wedding bands in Buckhead on Peachtree Road, Alpharetta Old Milton Parkway, and Sharpsburg on Highway 34 and Fisher Road, or online at SolomonBrothers.com.
Neil Borch here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now, I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com. Hi,
this is Bruce Hagen. And this is Matt Hagen. Hey, look, accidents happen, and that's when Hagen happens. And now, Hagen happens twice, because there's two of us.
We're here for you on what is probably your worst day, so that all the days ahead can be comfortable and taken care of properly.
We treat your personal injury case personally. You're not just a number to us. You're a human being, and we're going to treat you with the respect that you deserve.
Let us here at Hagen Law be your advocates. You can find everything you need to know at Hagen-Law.com.
Hagen-Law.com.
A musician with technical knowledge can play all the right notes, but one who cares enough to play from the heart gives music soul. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking, because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit Truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Hey, are you paying crazy rates for your health insurance? Call Doug Moore at 770-697-0100. Your health insurance costs shouldn't look like a house payment. Are you tired of having things not covered, like doctor visits, labs, etc.? Doug can help, so call him at 770-697-0100. Doug sells all forms of health insurance. His plans have no deductibles, and you don't have to switch doctors. If you're paying too much for health insurance, Doug can help. He has over 20 years experience. You can go to his website and request a quote. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net. That's yourchoicehealthplan.net, or call his cell phone at 770-697-0100. Doug can make a plan that you will be able to use. Call 770-697-0100 and he can help. Or go to his website to request a quote, yourchoicehealthplan.net, and contact him. Doug says don't fret. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net and he can bring rates down. 770-697-0100.
Idaho and Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 351. A little Bob Dylan action here. 1992, Bob Dylan's 30th anniversary of his recording debut tribute concert took place at Madison Square Garden, 1992. On this day, guest performers Neil Young, Eric Clapton, George Harrison, Tom Petty, Ronnie Wood, Dylan himself, of course. That was 92. And same day, 2001, 2 security guards were sacked after refusing to allow Bob Dylan into his own concert, ladies and gentlemen. Dylan had demanded that security on his Love and Theft tour should be tighter than ever and he didn't have a pass when he arrived backstage, so they said, you're not getting in. And you asked for tight security. So he fired him. I mean, that's pretty funny. That's pretty...
Bob Dylan. Come on, man.
How could they not have... 352. To the phones, taking priority. Martin, you're on the radio, man. How you doing? What's up?
Good afternoon, Kim, Pete, Flounder.
Yes, sir.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
you were complaining about the style or behavior of our government.
Yeah.
And, if you can recall history of the world, Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Just the opening scene where they're playing chess. He's up in the stands with Harvey Korman, and anyhow, he wins the game and he jumps on top of all the players in the chess thing. It's the people, the horses, all that, and he says, "Good be the king." Visualize that. That's the best way you can describe the current behavior of the government. Now, another interesting thing a friend brought up to me: the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Visualize yourself. You walk into a casino. You have no money. You walk into the casino, and there's a bunch of people at the blackjack table.
Yeah.
You wedge in there, and you raise your hand. Someone comes over and gives you a pile of cash. And so you start betting furiously. And you lose it all.
Yeah.
You just raise your hand, and they bring more cash. Now, and then you hit the jackpot, okay?
Yeah.
And so you have a big win. You put all of that in your pocket. And then what's left, you lose that. You
Yeah.
raise your hand, they bring you more money. And basically what it is, it's socializing the losses and subsidizing the gains.
Yeah.
That's what the Federal Reserve does.
I tell you, I know it. Of course, all that stuff is way above my head, but it's also above the head of Vice President Kamala side piece. She doesn't know anything about the economy, and even when Trump went on to the Economic Forum guy with the Wall Street, or wasn't Wall Street, or whatever, Bloomberg. I mean, Trump is telling the guy, you don't know what you're talking about either. I mean, he's been there, he's signed paychecks, he knows what business is all about, how you take care of money, and where it comes from. I mean, it's unbelievable with these freaking people.
Who trained Kamala?
I know. I mean, she just memorizes sound bites. She has, she has his policy statements, and that's all she knows. I mean, you can't help her that she doesn't know anything.
You just can't fix stupid.
Yeah. Well, Martin, thank you, my friend. Always a pleasure. 355. And I didn't forget, our birthday list includes Pamela Bach, Kay Morgan on Baywatch, and David Hasselhoff's ex-wife. Pamela Bach is 61 years old today. And a little history note for you, and I got a bunch of them here today, too. This day, 1995, the Jew-hating racist Screwy Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam led a million-man march of a couple of 100,000 black guys to complain that America will never, ever have a black president or a black vice president because we're stuck in our white supremacy, and they still hate the Jews. So it was a lot of fun in 1995 on this day for the 100,000-man march. All right, 356, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How the Democrats are reacting to everything Donald Trump does, trying to make him negative in every way. Donald Trump has used clips from Full Metal Jacket to criticize the woke military under this current administration. Well, in a post on X, Donald Trump interspersed realistic boot camp scenes from the iconic film with clips of military service members dressed in drag, warning about the woke military under Biden and Kamala's side piece. They show Admiral Rachel Levine, the guy, the most disgusting freaking tranny, most ugly tranny you've ever seen in your freaking life, shown in a video called Summer of Pride. So now all the Democrats are going nuts. He wants to make America great again. And so Stanley Kubrick's daughter, Vivian, had to go on X and respond to critics who said her late father would never have wanted Donald Trump to use Full Metal Jacket footage. She said, oh, now wait a minute. She's very confident her father would be a Trump supporter if he were alive today. She says, I agree in principle an anti-war movie is incongruous with promoting the idea of a tough, non-woke military, but these are dangerous and strange times. Using this footage is doubtless pure expedience because I'm sure the theory and irony of using footage like this is not lost on anybody. They're seeking to end wars and use peaceful methods. The tooth and claw planet You need a strong military, she says, so I'm going to stick with the idea that the footage of Full Metal Jacket was primarily because of the powerful, realistic portrayal of boot camp juxtaposed with the entirely demoralizing and inappropriate injection of woke ideology into the U.S. military, which I agree with myself and which I'm certain my father would have agreed with. I believe my father, who supported Reagan, would very much approve of saving America, indeed the world, from highly destructive globalist forces threatening to take over this planet. If it helps Trump make the point the military needs proper training, super tough, focused, dedicated warriors, and not introduce the demoralizing effects of wokeism and attracting people to join simply to have their sexual reassignments paid for, then Trump has my blessing.
I had no idea that Stanley Kubrick supported Reagan.
Yeah. Which you wouldn't, which is amazing. But again, you can be a liberal and still support the thing that's right for your country.
Well, he was an Englishman, by the way. I don't know if he was a naturalized citizen or anything.
But the theory,
the rumor was, after he made Eyes Wide Shut, which exposed the behind-the-scenes rich people, elite sex craziness stuff, the cult stuff, that they murdered him. That's what they claim.
Oh, really? Oh,
he died mysteriously right after that movie.
Oh, I had not heard that.
He's not in there, Kimmer. He can't.
I can't. I think he's gone. Did he leave? Oh no, there he is. There he is. We're trying to get his attention. 3:58 because it's almost time for the 4 o'clock news. Oh, Flounders Funnies for Nuckies Hokies. Here we go.
My question is, how do you?
Oopsie daisy. And now Flounders Funnies.
When you're writing, you learn a lot of that. I went to a guy who was a big writer guy. He told me about things I didn't know about. Metaphors. You ever heard of them?
Never heard of them.
Said, you got to use metaphors. I'm like, what's that? He's like, that's a thing. So metaphor is like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So I'm like, what the f*** does that mean? So he's like, that means you can take a person, and you can give him all the information and everything, but he still has to be the one to absorb it himself. So I was like, well, why the f*** didn't you just say that? Like, what?
That's our old friend Norm McDonald. We miss old Norm. Coming up on 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. Join us if you feel like it. Look at that. Here we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
For President Biden at the U.S. Supreme Court. On Lisa Brady, Fox News. The justices declining to block a federal regulation aimed at limiting pollution from coal-fired power plants while the legal fight plays out. More than 20 states, mostly Republican-led, have challenged that rule along with industry groups, accusing the EPA of overstepping its authority and imposing standards impossible to meet. The rule requires many coal-fired plants to capture 90% of their carbon emissions or shut down within 8 years. Former President Trump pledging to reduce high prices, boost border security, and support IVF at a Fox News all-women town hall.
We really are the party for IVF. We want fertilization, and it's all the way.
But Vice President Harris telling reporters,
let's not be distracted by his choice of words. The reality is his actions have been very harmful to women and families in America on this issue.
She's now in Pennsylvania holding an event with Republicans supporting her before her first Fox News interview airs 2 hours from now on Special Report with Brett Baer. Consumers stuck with subscriptions they don't want are about to get some help from the Federal Trade Commission, now mandating that businesses adopt a click-to-cancel rule.
It means they must have a customer's permission before locking them into subscriptions, free trials, and automatic renewals. Consumers told the commission it's easy to get services but hard to end them when the rule was proposed last year. FTC Chair Lena Khan called the measure overdue.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Under the new FTC rule, customers who subscribe to something in person can end the deal online, and those who signed up using an app no longer need to contact a live person to cancel. Stocks finish higher. The Dow with a new record close, up 337 points to 43,077. America is listening to Fox News.
Life takes a toll on our bodies. No way around it. Whether it's sitting hours on end at your computer or working a physical job, over time, your body pays the price. There is, however, an effective way to turn back the clock on pain. Relief Factor. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor helps support your body's response to inflammation. The difference, instead of masking pain, Relief Factor helps eliminate it for good. And it's 100% drug-free. If the pains that come with living a full life are affecting you, do as so many others have. Turn back the clock on pain with Relief Factor. Their 3-week quick start is just $19.95, less than $1 a day. When you feel good, it's amazing how much more you get out of life. So visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Try it for only $19.95. While we can't stop aging, not yet. We can stop pain. Turn back the clock with Relief Factor.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this was a date, all right. 1976, Disco Duck, one-hit wonder. Rick Dees and the Cast of Idiots, #1 in the singles chart with Disco Duck Part 1. Rick Dees was a TV guy and a radio presenter, it says here, a disc jockey, and it became a #6 hit in Britain. But Disco Duck was... I'll play a little bit here for you, Flounder. Go ahead. Absolutely. Play a little Disco Duck. There we go. Well, it's not really funny right here. Here we go. Actually, I don't even remember anything about this song. Was there a video that made it worth watching? I don't even remember back then.
This is before video, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 76.
It's before MTV.
I almost did my duck again. I used to be able to do Donald Duck. Can't quite do it anymore. I'm too, excuse me. Well, the man wore no pants. What do you expect? Our birthday list includes Fred Turner, 81 years old, Turner of Bachman-Turner Overdrive. He and Randy, by the way, got back together a few years ago simply as Bachman-Turner. I guess at their age, Overdrive is no longer an option. Oh, hey, sorry. Hey. And on this day in history, 1978, the College of Cardinals of the Roman Catholic Church did that thing where they sit in the chair and have the big overheaded thing hanging over them, and they lift it up again, and really cool. It's a ceremony there if you saw the movie. The Roman Catholic Church College of Cardinals chose Cardinal Karol Wojtyła to be the new pope. Possible I added a thing at the end there. He took the name John Paul II. He was the first non-Italian pope in more than 400 years. Polish, non-Italian, 400 years. He passed away in April of 2005. He was elected pope in 78, died in 2005, and was canonized a saint in 2014. And by the way, I think everybody probably knows, I always like to mention this, you don't even have to be a Catholic to be elected pope of the Catholic Church.
It's like Speaker of the House.
Yep, that's right. I could be Speaker of the House. How freaky is that, by the way? How scary the hell are these? Anyway, 405, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How you doing? 405, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. I have a couple of newsy questions, and we're gonna change the whole thing here about this heaven business. I'm kind of, I got a thing going on about this heaven story we're going to get to in a second. First of all, a couple of questions. Why would Israel say or agree to not targeting any of the oil or nuclear sites in Iran? It just came out there, they're still fighting, and America was complaining, so Israel said, oh, no, we're not, we promise we're going to target military targets. We're not going after the oil supplies or the nuclear facilities in Iran. I'm thinking, why the hell, why would you even say that? Secondly, why would you agree to it? I thought you were supposed to kill the other people and make them suffer so that they said give and mommy and quit fighting. What the hell? Here we go again. It's a freaking Vietnam. Well, you can't bomb North Vietnam because, Oh, really? Okay, fine. I don't understand. If you're going to, now they're not having a war. They're just like, I'll shoot you for a while and then you shoot me for a while and then we'll pretend to have a truce and then we'll pretend to have talks and then you shoot me for a while and I'll shoot you for a while. But I won't shoot over there if you don't shoot over here. What the hell are you doing? This is nonsense. Either you got it going or you don't. I mean, I don't believe people are dying for what? I mean, I don't get it. End it. Okay. Also, the nerve on our side. Anthony Blinken, the that little pimpy little Secretary of State, why should America be telling Israel that Israel should spend a lot more money to help those poor Palestinians in the war zone? I mean, by golly, you Israelis really ought to be spending all your money for all the aid and help for all those Palestinians that are trying to kill you.
They did. They let them come across for years and work in the very homes that they came back and killed the families in.
Exactly. So now America is demanding that Israel spend more money for aid for the Palestinians and the Hamas people and the victims in the Gaza Strip. I can't believe it. I don't get it.
That will end. That will end if you vote right.
I'm sure. I don't know anything about worldwide politics, but I know this. I mean, this is. I know you do, but again, this doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
you hate the Jews. It does.
Well, yeah, I know. It's horrible. All right, 408. Let me change midstream here. This is kind of cool. Story came out this morning of about a little boy named Landon Kemp. In 1997, Landon Kemp was 8 years old. He and his family were involved in a horrific traffic wreck. The Kemps were driving home from church in Carolina. They were hit in the side by an ambulance at an intersection. Landon's father, Andy, was killed instantly. Their car was so badly mangled that emergency crews didn't even know there was a 8-year-old child in the vehicle who needed to be rescued. They never saw him. Landon's mother, Julie, was in the car. She was treated and lived, and she said they couldn't see the body because of the damage that was done to the driver's side of the car. When they saw his shoe, it took a deeper search for the body. When they pulled Landon out from the back of the car, he was not breathing. They resuscitated him, took him to the medical center. He died 2 more times that day. He was resuscitated both times. Actually, all 3 times. Doctors said, with Julie now conscious, doctors said her son may be permanently brain damaged due to the sustained lack of oxygen that he had experienced. We're all familiar with that possibility, I think, from medical stuff. Not only did Landon miraculously avoid brain damage, he's one of the handful of people to experience a near-death experience, saying he temporarily went to heaven. His mother, Julie, recalls upon Landon waking up, his mom went to tell him of his father's death, but she was interrupted when her 8-year-old son said, "Oh, I know that already because I saw him in heaven." I remember being able to see today he is 35 years old, and he says, I recall it just like it just happened. I remember seeing my dad and his friend Olin Palmer, who had passed away less than a month before that, and Olin's son, Neil, who had died on a 4-wheeler years before. Neither one of us said a word to each other, but we were just all standing there. He claims to have met 2 of the siblings, with Julie having had 2 miscarriages during 2 previous pregnancies before her son was even born. This is the 8-year-old, now 35, saying, "I knew that they were my siblings, even though no one had ever told me that I ever had siblings. Just being in heaven, I guess you know your own, or you know who everyone is." He said during each of his deaths, he had a different experience, and in one, he met Jesus. Jesus came to me and told me that I have to go back to earth and be a good Christian and tell others about him. There could be some scientific basis to clinically dead people. Studies have shown that the human brain functions normally for a brief period of time after the heart stops, but latest research shows that the brain can experience sporadic bursts of activity even after an hour without oxygen during resuscitation. The post-clinical death activity levels normally associated with higher mental functions such as thinking and imaging. Many of the things share a common theme: out-of-body experiences, bright lights at the end of a tunnel, meeting deceased relatives, seeing their life flash before their eyes. Some recall seeing a heavenly afterlife. Others seem to have claimed to have seen demons and visiting hell. Now, they're noting that there should be noted that clinical death is not the same as brain death. If you're brain dead, it means you don't have any chance of recovery because you can't survive without artificial life support. But legally dead, dead while your brain is still alive and your organs are pumping and stuff. Anyway, this is, who knows? How did this kid know that his mother had 2 miscarriages?
Yeah.
How did the 8-year-old boy?
That everybody, the brain, when it's shutting down, it does a light, it does stuff. They can come up with that scientific stuff, but they can't explain how this kid knows stuff.
That's what they can't explain. They can explain, I totally believe that when I'm dying, I'll probably have my life flash in front of me. I'll probably get a sign. I'll probably get a thing. Who knows? But again, I think we've all heard the light at the end of the tunnel, and so. But how do you know? How do you explain this? He knew his father. He saw his father dead in heaven with his buddy and the guy's kid and the other.
Anybody who's looked at quantum entanglement and that stuff realizes there's things we have no clue what's going on.
That's what I'm saying.
On a microscopic and that we are all connected. Yeah. Everything is connected, and it's not just pie in the sky stuff. If you look at quantum entanglement, it's what the science. I forget who it was. It was Pasteur. He said, if you know a little science, you're an atheist. The more science you know, though, the more you believe in God.
Yeah. Well, how about, remember the movie Lucy?
That's a movie.
Yeah, but still, the whole thought of interconnected. Holy moly, who knows?
Everything's connected.
How
could you have a molecule in your hand and one outside of Saturn? Yeah. And if something happens to the one in your hand, it's the same thing happens in the exact same instant to the molecule that they have, the entanglement thing.
Well,
it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't.
How do they communicate? How are they communicating?
I know. I swear. I'm hoping when you die, you get your own angel, and she's going to give you a tour. You're going to explain it all. And it probably takes forever.
Imagine if they have a walkie-talkie that's based on quantum entanglement. No one could ever basically hack into it. You could talk to anybody completely free. No one else could tap in, because if you have one that's entangled with another one, a bunch of molecules, and that's coming. It's going to be decades away, but that's coming.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Honestly, it's all flabbergasting to me.
Well, you'd have to have those particular molecules to be able to hack in.
And nobody else can get them, or they could, if they don't have those molecules, they can't do your stuff. I'll bet you a 9-year-old knows exactly what you're talking about right now. 414, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Oh, my God, I'm so confused.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, we're less than 500 hours, for people who like to count things, away from Election Day, a day when something that should be unthinkable may very well happen, the election of a total empty suit to the office of President of the United States. Couple of takeaways on this. One is, what in the world happened to the Republican Party? Any qualified candidate would be destroying Kamala Harris, including Ron DeSantis, Tim Scott. The list is huge, but somehow the MAGA crowd managed to give us Donald Trump. So here we are. Thankfully, this election means a lot more to you, your children and grandchildren than it does to me. Pretty sure I've outrun almost anything Kamala Harris could do. I'm afraid we're going to find out. But what will happen on day one after the new president is sworn in? Executive orders will fly. Use your imagination. Try to come up with some ideas in what those executive orders will be. Will Harris try to achieve some of her goals instantly, like anti-price gouging laws? A good way to destroy an economy. A president who defies the laws of supply and demand. Maybe a government shutdown on all funds for charter schools? Kamala Harris believes that every child should be educated by the government. What about Trump? I think I know what his first day would be. Shutting the border completely. Something that would be very popular with the American people and could likely be the one thing that puts him in the White House. As for the Queen and I, Early January 2025, we'll be plotting our travels in the Bortz bus for the next summer, relaxing on the beach down here in Naples and watching the chaos unfold. 3 words, what a mess. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey, it's Megan Poole with Southern Exteriors, and it's fall, y'all, and those leaves are starting to drop. Now it's time to get your home ready with Southern Exteriors. Whether it's cleaning out your gutters, adding gutter covers, or both, Southern Exteriors has got you covered. Plus, with any gutter cleaning job, you'll get a free roof inspection, so don't wait. Call Southern Exteriors today at 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Hi, this is Ben.
And I'm Walt from Horizon Background Screening. There are 2 ways that we generally help businesses. First, as they're going through the hiring process with people, help them to find the criminal history. If somebody's on the sex offender registry, needless to say, most companies need to screen those people out. If they're going to be driving a vehicle, if they're going to be in people's houses, we need to make sure that we understand what their history is to protect your company and to protect your clients, but also to protect your employees.
Our pre-employment background checks, FCRA compliant. We're going to make sure you stay good with the EEOC, all those kind of things. Our PI stuff is going to be a little bit different. We can dig a little bit deeper. We have different avenues, and we can get into kind of the weeds of things, which on those kind of cases we want to do. 25 plus years, we've just been blessed with growth and have basically become a nationwide provider of both pre-employment background checks and private investigative services.
The best way for people to find us is on our website. A quick Google search of Horizon Background Screening or look at us at horizonscreening.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Jason Albritton here from Southern Exteriors. This holiday season, we're doing something truly special with our Home for the Holidays roof giveaway. Until November 30th, you have the chance to nominate a deserving family in need of a brand new roof just in time for the holidays. Imagine the comfort of knowing a family will enter the holiday season in a safe, secure home. It's more than just a roof. It's a peace of mind and a place to make cherished memories. Let's come together and make a difference. The winner will be announced on December 4th. To learn more, submit your nomination. Visit southernexteriors.co. Southern Exteriors, where home means more.
A couple of breaking news stories here. I'll update you with. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 421 on 106.3. The man could sing. No question about it. Stevie Wonder. 1976, Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life went to number 1 on the U.S. album chart. The working title was Let's See Life the Way It Is. Tracks include Sir Duke, I Wish, Pastime Paradise, and Isn't She Lovely? That was a pretty song.
Great song.
It was his third number 1 hit. Stevie Wonder became the best-selling and most critically acclaimed album of Stevie Wonder's career. Key of Life in 1976.
When I was a nappy-headed little boy.
Where's my coloring pen? Oh, here it is. I can't find it. Hold on, I got it. Good thing there. Kim Repeat, founder 421. And our birthday list includes Tim Robbins. I think he finally got away from that formerly hot, sexy, skanky, ridiculously anti-American woman. What's her name? Tim Robbins is 66.
Susan Sarandon.
Sarandon, yeah. Shawshank
Years
Redemption.
ago she left.
Well, she was a hottie. I mean, she was,
Oh, she was younger.
Oh, my God. But she's turned
that
into
movie with Catherine Deneuve and David Bowie, The Hunger.
I'm sorry, but there's no way we can talk about that movie. Tim Robbins, 66. And on this day in history, wasn't she in the one where you go to the studio and you throw bread at each other and have the umbrellas and
yes, she was in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Horror Picture Show.
She was Janet.
Yeah, she was the
Damn
hottie.
it, Janet. Wait a minute. Her name was Janet Weiss.
I actually took my daughter to that for her 16th birthday party, live at a show of that. My starter wife, my favorite ex-wife, and I took our daughter and all her girlfriends, and and we all brought the umbrellas and the squirt bottles and the bread, or I forgot what the toast. I forgot all the things. Oh my God!
Where's your blinking neck?
Yeah, I mean, what an experience. That was really fun. I really enjoyed the crap out of it. 1916 on this day, the beginning of Planned Parenthood and its goal of eliminating as many black babies as possible, because Margaret Sanger and her sister Ethel Byrne believed the black people were lesser human beings. They have a name for that, by the way. Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage's hero is Margaret Sanger, who started the Planned Parenthood. The first one was in a rundown part of Brooklyn in a black neighborhood, which is where they put all of them. So that because she believed in eugenics, of eliminating the black population.
Yep.
I'm not lying about that. I'm not making that up. She is literally, go Google Margaret Sanger's beliefs on black people. She will tell you, well, they're just lower mentally. They just really don't deserve to have the same, things as actual human beings. I swear, I'm not making that up. And Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage lists Margaret Sanger as one of her heroes. And I'm not making that up either. Anyway, 1916 is when it got started. All right, here we go. Hold on. Oh, by the way, a 4 o'clock hour sponsored by our good friends at Atlanta Safe House, home of the Kimmer Safes. You need a safe? Just go at AtlantaSafeHouse.com. Flounder, were you trying to get me there, sir?
Yeah, Gigi's on the line. She has a Stevie Wonder joke for us.
A Stevie Wonder joke, even better, Gigi. You're on the radio, baby. How's it going? What's up? What do you got?
Hey, Kimmer.
Hey, baby.
Speaking of Stevie, I've known you for a long time. Anyway, Stevie Wonder, did you ever see his piano?
Did you ever see his piano? No.
Yeah. Neither did he.
Neither did he, ladies and gentlemen. Ho, hey, Gigi.
Actually, he did. Apparently, he's not blind.
He's not blind. He faked it.
He's not blind at all. When the ladies walk by, he ain't blind.
We got tweets. We got he ain't blind. Oh, sorry, man. I was trying to adjust them for you. We got something we like to call Pete's tweets.
Come in, Tokyo Rose. Come in. Sorry. Charlie Kirk tweets, John Jacobson Jr. lured married couple Thomas and Jackie Hawks onto their yacht, held them at gunpoint, tied them to the boat's anchor, and dropped them into the ocean to drown. Jacobson said he committed this heinous crime to get the money for a sex change. And now, thanks to Kamala Harris, he's achieved his dream. Thanks to policies created while Kamala was the state attorney general, Jacobson received both breast augmentation and bottom surgery at taxpayer expense while on death row. She bragged about doing this, saying, quote, I worked behind the scenes. I made sure they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care they desired, end quote. Not medical care they needed, medical care they just wanted. On death row. So it's a waste of money.
Well, that's the other thing. What death row? What's the point?
I know. Imagine being a family member of someone this guy killed, and your money's going to pay for his
He
perversion.
tied two people to an anchor and dropped them overboard to drown in the ocean?
Yeah. To steal their money. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
As Charlie Cook says, it's impossible to parody Kamala's ideas. I mean, the reality is worse than anything you could make up.
Thank God Trump is using that soundbite in his commercials about her, where she brags about getting a gender surgery for inmates and stuff. But
brags about it.
I'll guarantee you, if somebody knew that particular story, that might have even a greater impact. Holy, is that Charlie Kirk again? Man, this guy is unfreaking believable, man. Wow.
Beth fancies herself a cook.
All right, sir.
A good cook. She's also a helper, and we all need helpers.
Oh, we do. Yeah.
Yesterday, Beth decided to help the internet with this lovely suggestion as she tweeted, "This is your annual reminder. Your spices need to be replaced every 6 months for optimal potency. If you haven't replaced your ginger, nutmeg, cloves, allspice, and cardamom since last Christmas, please buy fresh spices."
Oh, fresh spices,
This brought on an avalanche of appreciative replies, all thanking her for her helpfulness.
Really? Like what, for example?
Or Sapphire wrote, "Sounds like a ploy from Big Spice." Tessa tweeted, "Thank you for this advice, which I will now be ignoring." Sophia wrote, "I'm not Jeff effing Bezos, Beth." Brooke tweets, "I just finished a bottle of oregano my mom passed on to me from 1996. Lisa wrote, "Do you think money grows on a coconut tree?"
Ask your mother.
Scott may have summed up the responses to her spice reminder when he tweets, "Why did you wake up and choose violence today, Beth?"
Violence. I love it.
Dan says, think about this. Any song is better if you replace the word girl with squirrel.
Well, let's see.
Squirrels just want to have fun.
The squirrel from Ipanema goes crawling.
Or the Beatles song, "Squirrel, squirrel."
Motley Crue, squirrels.
My little brown-eyed squirrel.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it worked. Julie texts, "We voted at Johns Creek Environmental Campus yesterday. It took about 8 minutes in the early afternoon. No lines at all." And here's today's Halloween nugget of joy. In European folklore, sweeping after sunset will bring misfortune. So that's a good excuse not to sweep after sunset.
I didn't know that.
If you find yourself hexed, just spit on your broom to break the spell. And while using a new broom, make a quick wish.
I didn't know that either.
And did you know that painting guru Bob Ross was a master sergeant in the U.S. Air Force?
If I knew that, I'd forgotten it. And Master Sergeant, by the way, is Big Time Charlie. You'd be a Master Sergeant, you're in for a long time. That's a lifer.
That would make a lot of sense because there's a conspiracy theory that the paintings are actually pictures of the places he buried his bodies.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So he was a killer.
He was a serial killer,
He was an Air Force killer.
Exactly.
A serial Air Force killer. Oh, my God.
That means there's 1,000 bodies buried in the same valley.
Just take a little brush and make the trees.
By a stream.
I mean, I swear to God, he'd make trees with the end of that brush, and I think, now that just, and I always wanted to try it, and I never bothered to go get an easel and the things and the stuff. But I used to love that stupid show. I used to watch it while I was studying in graduate school, I think, as I remember correctly.
My mom, too. She bought his... she bought his Bob Ross painting set, which I picked up some of the paint from a few years ago. Yeah,
I mean, just do the little trees over here with like that.
Oh, isn't this nice? Isn't this nice?
And all of a sudden, the son of a bitch has got a beautiful painting. I mean, my God.
Anyway. Owen Wilson did a movie that was kind of based on him. Nobody went to see it.
I heard that. I remember seeing a tease for that or something. I remember it. Oh, my God. 4:30 already. Holy cow. 404-741-1230. 1230 is our number if you'd like to join us. I voted today and went to the front of the line, baby, and one guy didn't like it too much, but that's the way she goes. Your calls, your stuff. They caught the guy who left his dog chained to a fence during the hurricane, and the workers who were forced to stay at work and died. Their families are telling a horrible story, and that's coming up next. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 431 1063. Happy Wednesday, Hump Day with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
1063's live commercial-free election night broadcast will be appointment listening on Tuesday the 5th. But you'll also be able to stream the video live on YouTube. Be here for the best election night conversation in Atlanta with live results and analysis from the conservative voices you know and trust.
This is the ball game. This is for all the marble. This is like,
this is for the country. Grab the Extra 1063 app now and stream election night coverage across Atlanta.
Extra 1063 listeners are falling in love with Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell.
Me and my wife now find our favorite sandwich place. That food over there was great.
Yeah, those rolls are so soft and sweet. I mean, it was just melt in your mouth. It was, and the steak was tender and juicy and flavorful. I can't say enough about it. It was very, very impressive.
It was so good.
Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner. Nucky'sHoagies.com.
I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but the cold air is coming fast. That means a couple different things to me and you. Energy bills will be rising and company coming over for the holidays. Dan Watkins here with all Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows. It's time to get your house ready for the winter air and your holiday visitors. The good news is that we have you covered for every opening in your home. So call us today to set up a free estimate with one of our amazing sales consultants. They'll help you pick out the perfect garage door, front door, and windows for your home.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. ATLturfco.com.
Years ago, when I first started to feel pain in my hands and my joints, I did what most people did. I masked them, to feel better for a few hours, only to have the pain return and then repeat the cycle all over again. Not until about a decade later did I understand that there's a better way. It's called Relief Factor. The good news is, for you, that you don't have to mask your pain anymore. Relief Factor makes it easy to get rid of the pain completely and naturally. Now, they have a 3-week quick start. It's $19.95 for less than $1 a day. Instead of masking the pain, try Relief Factor. Well, it's a unique formula of ingredients that helps support your body's response to inflammation. Relief Factor was developed by doctors, and it's 100% drug-free. And right now, their 3-week quick start is $19.95. Go to ReliefFactor.com. Call 800-4-RELIEF. That's 800-4-RELIEF. See how in a few weeks or even days, Relief Factor can reduce your pain. When you feel better, life is just better. So don't mask the pain. Fight it naturally with Relief Factor.
Even though they were my theme song band for 20 years over across the street, I've never liked CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Pete will thank me in a minute after you read this.
Okay, 1972... Creedence Clearwater Revival split up following the failure of their most recent album, Mardi Gras. After limited success as a solo act and some legal hassles with Fantasy Records, John Fogerty would have 2 big hits. Oh, my God. 1985, Center Field.
Which I'm not playing because that song sucks.
I hate that. And for a while, it was on forever. You couldn't help but hear that stupid song, and I don't know why. It kept relating to something, and they kept freaking playing it.
Really? Baseball.
Yeah. 85. I guess, but still, just because it's a... Well, anyway. 1985, Center Field, and Rock and Roll Girls. John's brother, Tom Fogerty, died in September 1990, and the surviving members have been touring as Creedence Clearwater Revisited, as opposed to Revival. Yeah. I'm here. Help. And I don't know why I started doing that.
25 minutes.
91 or something or other. And again, honest to God, when I've been in the 90s and early 2000s, if I'd been on vacation in the Caribbean, if it was on Costa Rica or Puerto Rico or someplace on the beach, and someone started playing that song, somebody on the beach would start going, help. Same thing in movie theaters. I'd go in the theater and they play that CCR Round the Bend song, and people would start herping and holding in the theater, and I would join them, but no one ever caught me that it was actually me there with them. Anyway, I thought it was kind of funny. Birthday list includes a couple of doctor actors. Katerina Scorsoni, Dr. Amelia Shepard on Grey's Anatomy is 43, and Lucy on ER, Kelly Martin, is 49 years old today, just for the record, in case you watch those shows. Yes, sir?
I just remembered a little incident going into the voting booth this morning. You had to walk. It was in the courthouse. You had to go through. I swear there were 6 sheriff's deputies sitting there at the basically the metal detector.
Yeah.
And there's a guy sitting there, and obviously he had enough of this.
Yeah.
And I came in, and because you can't bring a pocket knife in, so I left it in the car. I pulled out my keys and I put my phone and I put it in the little box, and he just looked at me and he looked at a bulge in my pants and he goes, "What's that?"
Uh-oh.
And I said, "Oh, it's my wallet." And he goes, and he just tapped the box. Like, put it in the damn box.
Wow.
So I pulled it out, put it in the box. It was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, it could have been a gun. I mean,
yeah, good for him. He noticed it.
Yeah.
He was noticing.
I don't have a problem with that. Yeah. And again, I told him there is a rule. If you're over 75 or need help, they will get you to the front of the line. And I tried it. I went there, and there were about 30 or 40 or maybe 50 people in the line.
Excuse me, I'm a senior citizen. Excuse me. I need to get to the front.
The Kimmer coming through.
I asked politely and like a gentleman, and I said, and I was very calm.
Peasants,
I said, I don't want
to the side.
I don't want to start
Make
anything.
a hole, peasants. Make a hole.
You bastards. I'm Jesus.
Make a hole.
It's only
coming through.
It's only the Kimmer, damn it.
Get these pores out of the way.
So when I did go to the front of the line, and I'm working all day long, so I don't mind. I mean, I'm
a working man.
I got to go to work. Anyway, I left work to go vote, which I'm proud to do, and so I voted, and Pete voted. Took a couple of minutes, and Flounder will.
I will early vote tomorrow. I meant to do it today, but I had to come in here for a podcast this morning.
Did you find a local?
Yeah, there's one at the Roswell Library right by my house.
There you go. Yeah, excellent. On this day in history, 1987, we mentioned the other day about Midland, Texas, an 18-year-old baby Jessica fell in the well. This was the day they pulled her out 58 hours after she fell in 1987. When she turned 25, baby Jessica was given an $800,000 trust fund by complete strangers around the world, threw money at the girl. It was in 2.5 days in the cave in their thing, and no memory of it at all. One of her rescuers, Robert O'Donnell, killed himself in 1995 because they said he couldn't handle the stress of the rescue.
What?
It doesn't make any sense, but I've heard that story before. That's not the first time I've read that story.
That's sad.
And it's horribly sad. Anyway, 404-741-1230. Can repeat and flounder. A couple of newsy big things. Oh, Pete, you just mentioned a story. Was this where was this in California when she was DA or prosecutor on the
Attorney
General, California, and a guy tied 2 people together to steal their money onto an anchor on their boat and dropped them overboard to drown, killed them, got convicted, sentenced to death row, and she made sure the state allowed him to get sex change operations with boobs and a funnel of vagiruni while on death row. Which is unbelievable.
Waste of money.
And now check this out. Violent convicts taxpayer-funded sex change being challenged in Indiana. The Attorney General appealing a federal judge's decision to allow an inmate incarcerated for murdering his 11-month-old stepbaby. Allow this inmate to get sex reassignment surgery, filing his lawsuit against the state's correctional facility. So finally, the Indiana Attorney General is appealing it. The judge said this guy will be allowed to get taxpayer-funded. Oh, by the way, there's a picture of him. He has a total face tattoo. It looks like he walked into a spider's web with skeletons on it all over his face. Cheeks, eyebrows, skull, bald skull, cheekbones right around his nose. American Civil Liberties Union filed the suit against Indiana on behalf of a transgender inmate known as Autumn. Strangled his 11-month-old stepdaughter to death. Strangled his baby. And he is allowed to get corrective surgery to become a girl. Gender dysphoria is
she
serious.
Bragged.
Yeah.
She bragged that she was forwarding the movement, for furthering the agenda. She literally used those words.
Yeah. Carmela, you've heard the soundbite of her saying, I did all I could to make sure that anyone who wants to be themselves has the right. Yeah. Again, see, back when they're saying these things, they're so proud of themselves for being leaders in the movement to show America the way we. Yeah. And now all of a sudden it's coming back to haunt them because nobody believes that crap. That's not what we want.
No real American believes that crap. That whole ad, he says she's for them. Yeah. Trump is for us. She's so true.
Yeah, she's for they, them. Trump's for you. She's for they, them. Trump's for you. Also, Donald Trump promised that he's... In fact, Founder, let's play that soundbite. 441. Donald Trump today on the town hall thing was all girls, was all chicks here in Georgia. And some serious questions. The girls asked better questions, tougher questions, more serious questions than the media has of Donald Trump so far. Here's what he's asked from this woman who's concerned about who the hell's going into the locker room with her daughters.
My question is, how do you plan on addressing the transgender issue in women's sports? I have 9 grandchildren, 6 of them female, all playing sports, and we are very concerned for their safety, not just on the field and the courts, but in their locker rooms as well.
Right. It's such an easy question, and everybody in the room, and you know that answer, we're not going to let it happen. We stop it. We stop it. We absolutely stop it. You can't have it. It's a man playing in the game. I mean, physically, from a muscular state, even if it was a little bit less, maybe they do all sorts of tests and drugs and everything else. Look at what's happened in swimming. Look at the records that are being broken.
So how do you stop it? Do you go to the sports leagues? Do you go to the Olympic
You just
councils?
ban it. The president bans it. You just don't let it happen.
But, and again, did you notice the woman asked a follow-up question and say, well, how do you do it? Which they never ask of Carmela when they're talking to her. They let her get away with her word salad and never actually explaining specifically what they're trying to get to. It's unfreaking believable. And by the way, speaking of that, there's a new a wrinkle to the 60 Minutes distortion, phony, edited answer business from the other day with Carmela's side piece. CBS is now being accused of significant and intentional news distortion in a formal complaint for the Center of American Rights filed with the Federal Communications Commission today. CBS News aired 2 different answers to the same question to make Carmela's side piece look better. She was mocked for her word salad, and then they changed it to give her give a better answer. They didn't use the word salad version when the show aired as it was supposed to. The complaint says CBS released the unedited transcript, insists they release it, set the record straight. It isn't just about one interview of one network. This is the people's trust in the media on crucial issues of national security and international relations during one of the most consequential elections of our time. The story was about support for Hamas and Israel and the war going on in the Middle East. It is serious stuff. Could make a big difference in all kinds of things. Let's see. A couple other updated things going on here. Oh, Fannie, the court floozy, the Donald Trump case, is now asking Georgia Appeals Court to restore 6 of her original criminal complaints against Donald Trump and his co-defendants, which were thrown out. She filed the brief to Georgia Court of Appeals, appealing Scott McAfee's decision to dismiss the charges. 2 other criminal courts against Trump also dismissed charges. She's just grasping at straw. I mean, I don't blame her. She's got to try to protect herself. And I guess I didn't see her. Well, that would be. Well, now wait a minute. Why didn't I see her name up for? I guess she. I thought she was running this year. I didn't see her name for Fulton County DA. Maybe it's not on the ballot. I don't remember seeing it. Anyway, it's 4:45 already. Holy cow. Holy crap, it's sports coming up. More Flounders Funnies here in just a second. And just actual stuff, newsy stuff, fun stuff. Oh, and the guy with the dog on the side of the road who chained his dog and took off. We got that update coming up next. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out.
Legend Neil Bortz is live every week with Atlanta legend The Kimmer.
Well, I don't know whether you've seen the Babylon Bee. You get a kick out of this. Babylon Bee, a couple of quick headlines. Hezbollah starting to think they should not have gotten their pagers from Levi Gold-Bromstein's Pager Emporium. And one more. Israel kills thousands more terrorists with exploding 200 free hours of AOL CDs.
Oh, you're terrible. I like the little messages that are showing up on the pagers when you look at them.
Yeah.
You know, like, one of them just said 72 virgins calling.
Waiting for you.
Yeah. And the other one is from the liver to the knee.
I haven't seen that one. The liver to the knee.
Bortz and the Kimmer are only on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, Jimmy, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Bobby. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm having deck problems.
You're having deck problems?
Hey, keep it down. It's embarrassing.
Look, there's plenty of guys in the neighborhood with deck problems. What's the matter with yours?
Well, it's small and old compared to yours.
All right, let's not make this a deck measuring competition. You just need to call Excavations. They've seen decks of all sizes, shapes, and colors. Good news is Excavations can build you a sweet new deck that you'll love to show off to your friends and neighbors. Don't worry, Jimmy. We're going to get you some big deck energy.
Hi, this is Candace with Excavations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't feel ashamed of your deck. Excavations can build an outdoor living space that you'll be proud of. And with our Exavision, we'll be able to show you your home's transformation before you even begin the work. Keep the HOA off your deck and give us a call today for decks, windows, siding, roofing, and more. Or visit us at exovations.com to get inspired.
Are you planning for your big day? Are you picking out the venue, the cake, the menu, the dress, the tux? And you can't forget about those wedding bands. Well, you're in luck because Wedding Band Weekend is back at Solomon Brothers Jewelers. October 25th through the 27th is the best time to save big on those wedding bands that you'll say I do with. During Wedding Band Weekend at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, when you buy her band, you get his for free. And to make your purchase even easier, we're offering 60 months interest-free financing on all of the top wedding band designers in the industry. That's 5 years to not worry about paying for those beautiful rings that symbolize your commitment. And remember, no matter the price, you'll find something nice. So come visit us October 25th through the 27th to shop for your wedding bands in Buckhead on Peachtree Road, Alpharetta Old Milton Parkway, and Sharpsburg on Highway 34 and Fisher Road, or online at SolomonBrothers.com.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House. You need a safe, you just don't know it. And it's Gun Safe Month at the Safe House. Gun sales are at an all-time high. Wherever you store your guns or most prized possessions, don't let a fire or break-in wipe away years of hard work or destroy items that can't be replaced. Secure your valuables in a quality safe from Atlanta Safe House. With over 500 safes in stock, Atlanta Safe House offers the best selection of gun and home safes in the Southeast, and there's no waiting on a safe. Go to atlantasafehouse.com. That's atlantasafehouse.com.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
Hi, this is Bruce Hagen.
And this is Matt Hagen.
And at Hagen Law, family matters.
We're not just lawyers. We're a father and son team committed to providing personalized legal representation for our clients.
And it's important to me that we are a family-run business. If you've been in an accident or injured, make us your first call. We treat every case with the care and attention it deserves.
With over 50 years experience of helping people, we are here to guide you every step of the way through your personal injury case.
Hagen Law is a family firm where family matters, and we're going to treat you like your family.
You can find everything you need to know at Hagen-Law.com. law.
The old Beatles, the Kimmer Beatles, 1965. They recorded Day Tripper at Abbey Road Studios in London in 3 takes. Yeah. Then they added vocals and other overdubs. The Beatles completed Day Tripper before the end of the day. 3 takes. Of course, it wasn't very complicated.
Okay, if they're having to add things later, is that really completing it in 3 takes?
No, not really, no. It's what they like to call 3-take completion, yes. 451. Who am I to argue with the Beatles? Our birthday list includes Wendy Wilson. Wendy Wilson is 55. Wendy Wilson is singer, daughter of Beach Boys, Brian Wilson. Biggest hits, Hold On, Release Me. I like those songs. Wendy Wilson is 55 years old today.
You gotta ask yourself is how many bands today actually record and track live when they're making an album?
I'll bet none of them. I mean,
it's all done with a computer.
Yeah.
You know, I read that they don't make as many live albums as they used to, that bands just don't do it. Singers just don't do the live albums like they used to.
That's what I love to listen to.
Yeah. I don't think I've even... Well, do they even have them anymore? I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, obviously the big bands.
Yeah, they do. They still make them, but they're few and far between.
Well, a lot of bands who have played like Black Crowes or Widespread Panic or Southern bands, especially Widespread Panic, they have archives. So what they do is they go back and they'll retrack a previous show they did in the 90s or the 2000s.
Oh, really?
And they just re-multi-track it and they reissue it.
Fun. I love it. 452, Flounders Funny coming up here a little bit. A couple of weird stories in the news going on here, too. And also a couple of bizarre stories. I'll just give you, I didn't even want to talk about I checked them out both, and just for the record, I took pictures of them to mention that here's a couple of headlines, for example. Sean Diddy Combs gang raped a woman as payback after she claimed he was involved in Tupac Shakur's murder. I didn't even want to, here we go. He raped somebody in a restroom once. He made a white boy do something horrible for him, and then started calling him do this white boy. It just makes me cringe. And the next one on the New York Post again today, I don't even want to talk about it. Kanye West told his wife Bianca Censori he wanted to have sex with her mom while she watched. A story here. Valentina Sampaio makes long-held dream come true as one of the first trans models in the Victoria's Secret fashion show. They had the fashion show, I guess it was last night, and they had the whole thing. And this guy, 27-year-old guy, is a tranny, and he's in the whole thing with the outfit and the sparkling top with a pair of silver-studded pearl pumps, oversized black hook earrings, a striped bow, and different oh, God. The moment is one I'll cherish for a lifetime, he said. Today, the Victoria's Secret family has shown the world that being a trans just like me as a beautiful woman is an exceptional and beautiful thing to do. So let me get this straight. So Victoria's Secret wants to show the world how a woman can be truly beautiful in the latest one, a fantastic, intimate, luxury, beautiful designs by using a man to show them. So once again, remember how many times we had a woman in the year who was a man, a tranny, and now Victoria's Secret says a man's going to show you women how to be beautiful. God. Okay. Whatever. Again, I mean, who are you going to vote for? This stuff will continue. A Florida man charged with, you saw the video, and the hero state police officer, Florida Highway Patrol, a man named Giovanni Aldama Garcia has been arrested, charged with animal cruelty, admitted to leaving his bull terrier on Interstate 75 tied to a fence in the floodwaters as he raced to get away from the storm heading to Georgia. He's 23. He said he left his dog Jumbo because he couldn't find anybody to pick him up. So why didn't you take him with you? I'm just curious of one question there. And now the officials there in this town are saying we need stronger laws. He is charged with a felony, could get 5 years in prison. Frankly, the DA says I don't think that's enough. Is that my? Oh, I'm sorry, my stupid thing with the thing there.
The fries are up.
I know. I thought I turned it off. I only turned it down too far. It's not good. A driver flagged down a highway patrol officer, Orlando Morales, who diligently searched for the dog. He drove a quarter mile, used portable speaker calling for the dog's name, or hear dog, I guess. The canine eventually found trembling and growling, and the cop on his video thing said, "I don't blame you there, little boy." Finally got the dog, control of him, took him to the vet. He's going to be fine. The water had risen up to the dog's belly. He was going to drown before long. And thank God that Florida trooper found him. The cops have named him Trooper. They've taken him to the county animal shelter to get him adopted, which he will be. And Garcia faces 5 years in prison and will not get his dog back.
Good.
Yeah. Good Lord. 456. Flounder's Funnies for Nucky's Hoagies, the Subsisters. What do you got there, Flounder?
A couple weeks ago, my sister had a gender reveal party. Okay, listen, ladies, look at me. Look at me. Nobody cares, okay? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I'm sitting there, so I'm going to, my mom's like, go to the gender reveal, be supportive, be mature older brother. I was like, I'm going to do it. But then I was like, what? And I was driving over there and I was like, I'm going to be supportive, be mature. But I was like, Lord, you know what? I'm a vessel, okay? So if you give me a joke, I'm just going to, just pass it through, not my will, but yours be done, you know? Anyway, so we're doing this whole thing. It's a girl. Everybody's cheering. And I'm keeping it together. I'm mature. I'm being composed. And then they go, we have a name picked out. Everybody gather around. We have a name. And I go, our daughter's name is going to be Ariel. They were like, John? I was like, yes. And then they were like, what do you think? And I was like, I don't know what happened. I just go, Ariel, named after the princess or the font? If it was a boy, it was going to be Calibri. I don't know. How does it... Who's going to babysit? Aunt Helvetica? I don't know.
I guess you have to be somewhat literate to be able to get those the monikers of the style of writing and stuff. Good at 458. Oh, by the way, this is a appalling story. Workers who were forced to stay at a factory and drowned during Hurricane Helene have now, it turns out that their families have filed lawsuits because, as it turns out, one of the workers at Impact Plastics died in the flooding, the factory in the rural town of Irwin, and the workers began receiving notifications by the National Weather to go to higher ground, get out of there. The manager said, no, you got to stay. You can move your cars because the cars are getting wet in the parking lot. And while they were told to stay on the job, their plastics founder and CEO, Gerald O'Connor, had sneaked outside the building and left. The workers assumed that they were also allowed to go home. The local schools were closing. Everybody's leaving. They said, no, you got to stay. We got to meet our deadlines. Eventually, this guy Peterson stepped outside, went back to the building to help other employees trapped inside. He became trapped himself after the water made it impossible to leave by car. He managed to climb to the bed of a semi-trailer trying to escape the area. He texted his daughter for the last time at 1:17 p.m. I love you all, he managed to type out. That was the last text they got because he and the trailer were swept away. 11 people died who were forced to stay at work. Their families are suing. Coming up on 5 o'clock. Holy crap, it's sports. Also, I got a comment about when the World Series and the playoffs really start. I know Pete knows this one all about. Coming up, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out, here we go. Almost 5.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
Country over party. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's the theme of a Pennsylvania event just held by Vice President Kamala Harris, surrounded by American flags and Republican supporters.
I want to fix problems, which means working across the aisle.
Pledging to be a realistic and practical president who fights for the American people and calling former President Trump increasingly unstable and unhinged.
Someone who I think we can guarantee will sit in the Oval Office plotting retribution, stew in his own grievances, and think only about himself and not you.
1 hour from now, Harris's first Fox News interview airs on Special Report with Bret Baier. Former President Trump taking questions from an all-women audience at a Fox town hall in Georgia.
Daycare for the lowest amount is roughly $1,400 a month for one child here.
Yeah.
Trump telling that mom he would build on child tax credits implemented during his previous administration.
We're going up higher, but we're also going to readjust because you have to make some readjustments. It's unfair to some people, and we're not going to have that.
He also says lower prices on many things would follow by boosting energy production, and at one point appeared to say he would ban transgender athletes in girls' sports, something that's faced legal challenges in multiple states. An emotional President Biden paying tribute to Ethel Kennedy, widow of Robert F. Kennedy, saying she was there for so many people, including him, when his wife and daughter were killed in a car crash before he was sworn in as a U.S. Senator.
She got me through a time I didn't want to stick around. I want no part of being in the Congress or the Senate.
He says the Kennedy family changed life for his two surviving boys at the time, and that the Biden family is there for them. America is listening to Fox News.
Life takes a toll on our bodies. No way around it. Whether it's sitting hours on end at your computer or working a physical job, over time, your body pays the price. There is, however, an effective way to turn back the clock on pain. Relief Factor. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor helps support your body's response to inflammation. The difference, instead of masking pain, Relief Factor helps eliminate it for good. And it's 100% drug-free. If the pains that come with living a full life are affecting you, do as so many others have. Turn back the clock on pain with Relief Factor. Their 3-week quick start is just $19.95, less than $1 a day. When you feel good, it's amazing how much more you get out of life. So visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Try it for only $19.95. While we can't stop aging, not yet, we can stop pain. Turn back the clock with Relief Factor.
Get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg. And the underdogs are good. Rose guards out. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the giver. How you doing? With Pete Davis and Flounder, 503. Here's a number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Great to have you aboard. Beautiful day, hump day, cool and crisp. Holy smokes. I think the high's in the 60s this week or something. I'm wearing my bomber jacket for the first time since last season. God, I'm not ready for winter. Anyway, and again, just quick update. I voted in line, and I'm over 75, so I used to go to the front of the line, which I did. One guy wasn't too happy with me, but he didn't say. He just looked he looked very unhappy. But I just wanted to see what would happen. It was just for kicks. Plus, I'm working. What the hell? I mean, I've lived this long, so I deserve it. If they make a rule, then you ought to be able to take advantage of it. I didn't feel guilty. Oh, well, okay, that's not true. I felt a little guilty. I could have waited. Well, if I'd waited, it would have taken me probably 45 minutes. And frankly, I worked from 6 in the morning until 6 at night, and then 45 minutes to go to even to drive there and then drive back and everything. That's an hour and a half of my day. And I didn't have that kind of time. So anyway, so I don't feel guilty of that much. And I did vote. It was quick. Pete voted this morning, and it was not a problem. And again, on the Fulton County ballot, I don't remember seeing the Fulton County DA. Maybe it's not up for election. I thought it was up for election this time. Maybe not. Next time.
You know, for the first time ever, the guy took the little card and he says, "Put your vote in the printer." You know where it counts it.
Yeah.
And he pointed out it says you're number 1079, and they've never done that before. In the past, it was like, "I'll just put it in there," and they dismiss you. But that was pretty cool today that they did that.
Yeah, my number I think was 900 or 680 something or something like that. But again, you get the sheet. Did you get the sheet of paper, actual paper that you give to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think
printed up right there.
Yeah. Anyway, and it took, and they have, it's a new system and it works. It was fine, was quick, and once you get there, 404-741-1230. Okay, we got a whole bunch of things about the election stuff coming up, including you hear from Donald Trump as well. Geez, we got so many things to go. Okay, a couple of. Oh, by the way, we did set a record. If you just got out of work and haven't heard, Georgia had more than 300,000 people vote on the first day of early voting. It's never happened before. I think it was something like doubled the previous record for the first day of early voting, which is why I think most people got scared away where I go to the library in Alpharetta, and I assumed this morning that most people would be afraid to go because they knew it was all crowded. Well, it wasn't that crowded today. So anyway, we still have early voting opportunities. Please do it. And there's a lot. In fact, we keep hearing stuff. More Republicans than ever have turned out in places like Pennsylvania have registered as Republicans more than ever before. I think the same thing's going on in a lot of places. I'm encouraged. I think this is good. I think this is possible. Now, in fact, speaking of politics, 506. This just came out. This should be a major freaking scandal. Another reason why Donald Trump, when he becomes president again, will overhaul the FBI, the Federal Gestapo of Investigation. When the FBI released the final crime data in September of 2023, it said the nation's violent crime rate fell by more than 2%. Democrats pounced. Oh, my God, it's great. Oh, my God, it's great. We're dropping crime. USA Today headline read, violent crime dropped for third straight year in 2023, including murder and rape. Well, it did not. It's a crock. The FBI has now quietly revised those numbers, not wanting you to find out. We're going to tell you we're thinking on them. New data shows violent crime actually did not go down by 2%. It went up by 5%. Thousands more murders, rapes, robberies, and aggravated assaults. And that doesn't count the ones that were not counted because they weren't officially reported and put into the record. It also doesn't count, I'll get to that in a second, about the places that don't even send in their figures. USA Today and all the Dems say, boy, violent crime down once again on last year. Blame, just crediting the Biden and Harris administration. Well, here's the truth. Data now shows actually there were 80,000 more violent crimes. The FBI isn't the only agency revising the same thing in the Bureau of Labor. But here, as it turned out, the FBI does not simply count reported crimes. It estimates extrapolating data from police departments and reports only partial year data, makes estimates for cities that report no data. Cities like Chicago and Philadelphia and I think in New York don't report the crimes to the FBI Statistics Center. Over the past few years, police officers' numbers have declined, cuts in budgets, crimes aren't getting reported, police don't even respond to most crimes, so those are not included into the FBI statistics. And guess what? Here's the latest data from the actual data numbers from the NCVS. While the FBI claims that serious crime has fallen by 6% since Biden took office, the numbers show the total violent crime has actually risen by 55%. Crime did not fall 6% under Biden and Harris. It went up 55%. Rapes up 42%. Robbery up 63%. Aggravated assault up 55% under Biden-Harris term. Since they started this, the largest previous increase over 3 years was 27% in 2006. The increase under Biden and Harris is more than twice as large. The numbers show the Biden-Harris administration by far the largest percentage increase over any 3 years, more than doubling the previous record. And yet they were running headlines like National Public Radio. Violent crime is dropping fast in America, even if Americans don't believe it. Well, we do believe it. We can see for ourselves. Ugh, Lordy. I mean, honestly, these people. And again, that should be a major scandal. The FBI, once again, saying that the Biden-Harris team lowered the crime rate in America. And when they came out with they had to post the actual figures, they're keeping it real quiet. If you didn't hear us talking about it, I'll bet you never see it. Very few people are going to make a big deal about this. This is out freaking outrageous. And in fact, another thing, Flounder found this story, came across from our buddy Charlie Kirk. I'll tell you, we should. We need to get him on. We need to make him a co-host or something. I mean, this guy comes up with the greatest stories. I mean, he's got a pulse going on his fingertip. For example, University of Arizona. This just came out. There is mandatory anti-racism training at the University of Arizona, paid by the taxpayers. The mandatory racism training has a board. The picture we're seeing here is a picture taken from the back of the classroom, which looks like it's all girls. University of Arizona College, University, and the class is looking at a giant picture of a screen in the front of the classroom, and it says systemic and individual racism. And in the middle of the picture, has three pictures, including one. It shows one like a human brain, and then it shows Donald Trump, and then it shows two girls dancing. The Donald Trump is labeled superiority in individual racism. In other words, they have categorized individual superiority racism as Donald Trump as the example. University of Arizona. Some of the reaction. Oh, my God, I was brainwashed before. I thought he was racist because of the media. I have to stop watching this. I did my own research. As a black Democrat female, I'm voting for Trump. The entire room full of girls, too. Anytime there's a training program organization on racism, they should have a picture of Barack Hussein Obama. He started this racist crap, the most racist, divisive president we've ever had. No one ever asked the taxpayers if they want to pay for these racist DEI programs. Anybody want to bet this is campus-wide across the country? The students should walk out. The professor and staff involved should be fired. The majority of these kids have wealthy parents and quite honestly don't give a damn about them. They don't care. They just want to get them out of the house. They keep sending them checks. I know I grew up right next to there and knew a lot of these preppies, book smart, were dumb as rocks. Anyway, here we go. Using Donald Trump as an example of superiority white racism in college classes. And by the way, Carmela's side piece is, now you're going to hear, she's on Brett Baer today at 6 o'clock on Fox. And apparently she's once again asked about reparations, and she's okay with it. She's going to say, well, we need to study the so-and-so. She's perfectly okay with reparations.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. And by the way, how about this? How about reparations to keep in mind all of those white people like your freaking ancestors, Pete Davis, who died in the Civil War fighting for freedom for black people. How about the reparations for those families? And wait a minute, how about under Lyndon Johnson and all those years of the Great Society, welfare and all that other stuff? Those benefited we've already had reparations in the Great Society.
In full disclosure,
yes,
the one that died was with the Confederacy. The ones who lived fought for the Union.
Well, either way, they were still fighting. They were fighting for the rights of the black man. So there you are. I mean, I'm serious. Think about it. My God, man. Anyway, you're going to hear Donald Trump here coming up shortly. Also, he's going to cook some fries at McDonald's this weekend. I love it. 5:13 already. Holy crap! Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Flounder's Funnies coming up, and Holy Crap at Sports next, and a lot of we got playoff stuff and we got it all. Pete and Davis coming up here. Look out, here we go.
Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the latest news and the voices you need during such an uncertain time in America.
Front Office Lowe's got his X chair. Finally, after 3.5 years.
I'm going to give it back later.
I don't understand why. I'm so disappointed.
I don't want Kimmer sitting and farting in it.
Oh, okay.
Old man farts in my chair? No.
Proud to be Atlanta's conservative news and talk station. Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand and Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions. Each brand brings savory, sweet deliciousness to every meal. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand and your Mr. Buck's brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Insurance companies know that you don't know a lot about the law, so maybe it would be better just to let your lawyer make the call to the insurance company when there's a problem. David Van Sant should be that lawyer. He used to work for the insurance company. He knows who to call, what to say, and he has your best interest at heart. Plus, if you don't get paid, either does he. Van Sant Law, 855-GA-INJURY or vansantlaw.com.
Hey, are you paying crazy rates for your health insurance? Call Doug Moore at 770-697-0100. Your health insurance cost shouldn't look like a house payment. Are you tired of having things not covered, like doctor visits, labs, etc.? Doug can help, so call him at 770-697-0100. Doug sells all forms of health insurance. His plans have no deductibles, and you don't have to switch doctors. If you're paying too much for health insurance, Doug can help. He has over 20 years experience. You can go to his website and request a quote. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net. That's yourchoicehealthplan.net or call his cell phone at 770-697-0100. Doug can make a plan that you will be able to use. Call 770-697-0100 and he can help. Or go to his website to request a quote, yourchoicehealthplan.net, and contact him. Doug says don't fret. Go to yourchoicehealthplan.net and he can bring rates down. 770-697-0100.
Looking for bold discussions on vital issues? Tune in to The Janelle King Show every Saturday at 3 p.m. with an encore episode every Sunday at 9 a.m. right here on Extra 106.3, where we dive into kitchen table topics that are essential for a strong republic. Don't miss an episode, but if you do, it's all good because we have new podcasts that drop every Tuesday on the Podcast Park or wherever you get your podcasts. Don't miss out on these thought-provoking conversations.
D. Geller & Son Jewelers is celebrating 85 years in Atlanta this month. It's been an honor to be your hometown family jeweler since 1939. Founded as the South's first diamond and jewelry wholesaler, D. Geller & Son brings those quality standards and that unbeatable pricing to the comfort of your neighborhood jewelry store. D. Geller & Son is still 100% family-owned and operated, and we love our community. That's why we have trained jewelers you can trust in every store for professional, reliable service on site. It's why we have Atlanta's best lifetime care plan for free, covering everything from ring sizing to diamond upgrades. And most importantly, it's why we're committed to find or design the perfect piece of jewelry for your most special moments. No matter the budget, you can be confident D. Geller & Son Jewelry is the best quality and value you can find. It's going to last, and they're going to love it. There's no jeweler in Atlanta like D. Geller & Son, and that's why we've been Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939. Come celebrate 85 years with us in Atlanta, Kennesaw, or Sandy Springs, and read our story online at dgeller.com.
All right, look out. It's only me, the Kimmer Pete Flounder, 518. Coming up, how come losing weight means I can balance better? Also, Pete's going to tell us about the new robot we talked about yesterday, never got to. But first, holy crap. It's sports with Pete Davis.
Troy Anderson and Justin Simmons did not practice today in Flowery Branch. Both Falcons still recuperating from injuries. Don't know if they'll be able to go Sunday in Mercedes-Benz against the Seahawks, who come to town. And something that may have escaped a lot of people when news of Tom Brady buying part of the Raiders came out. It is the official end of him ever playing again.
As an owner, you can't play or what?
No.
Yeah, I guess. No. It'd be like gambling on your own team.
Something like that. If you've ever been to a Jets game or watched it on TV, then you've seen Fireman Ed.
Oh,
you
yes.
know that guy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
A super fan of the team, wears a green fireman's hat, leads the JETS, Jets cheer.
Yeah.
He's unhappy, though. Yeah. He feels there's a conspiracy by the team to not show him on the Jumbotron anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. Other fans, though, of Gang Green say, and they call themselves Gang Green, they say Ed, whose real name is Ed Anzalone, is just an entitled brat.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fireman Ed once renounced his fandom in 2012 after Mark Sanchez's infamous butt fumble on Thanksgiving night. Took him 3 years to come back to a Jets game. And I used to watch this guy when I traveled with the Falcons. He was right behind the Falcons bench.
Yeah.
And it was like, who the heck is that? And the New York guy's standing there going, oh, that's Fireman Ed.
Famous, yeah.
He's a famous guy. Some candidates for the 2025 class of the Pro Football Hall of Fame include Patriots owner and massage enthusiast Robert Kraft. He always, if he gets in, it'll be a happy ending for him. So I'm
hey, that's extra. Another $50, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. ESPN's Chris Berman.
Okay, that makes sense.
In?
Sure.
Right,
we're talking about Football Hall of Fame?
Yeah, football Hall of Fame, Canton Hall of Fame. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he was a sports
as a
guy more than a
contributor.
football guy. Yeah.
As a contributor.
Yeah, I would go with that. He's been around. Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
This is hard to believe.
Yeah.
The late Howard Cosell is not in yet.
Really?
He
I can't
made
believe
Monday
that.
Night Football.
He made them. The fastest 3 minutes of sports. What Howard? Oh my! Nobody missed that when he did the highlight halftime stuff.
Actually, that's Chris Berman, the fastest 3 minutes. But the halftime show,
when
he
Cosell
wouldn't show the Falcons, we'd be so mad when he wouldn't show the Falcons. Yeah. There's stories. The late, great Miller Pope used to talk about working with him in the booth, that he would have a garbage can there because he drank so much.
Yeah. With Ralph during the show. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Let's see. Former Browns and Ravens owner Art Modell. That'll go over well in Cleveland. Yeah. And the late voice of NFL films, John Facenda. He of the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he belongs in. He should have been in there decades ago.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I know. They're idiots.
Kennesaw State now, unfortunately, owns the third longest losing streak in college football. The streak is at 6 games after the Owls fell at Middle Tennessee 14-5 last night.
5.
KSU is now 5. They had a safety and a field goal. KSU is 0-6. The Blue Raiders had a 5-game losing skid themselves and were 1-5 going into the game, but they had that snapped. Not a good season for the largest student body in the state of Georgia, which is Kennesaw State, by the way. Kent State has the most losses in a row with 15. The longest winning streak right now belongs to who in college football? Who is the longest winning streak for what Jay has in the box?
Well, it can't be. Let's see. Wow. I have no idea.
You wouldn't. And this will win you money at the bar. Army.
Oh, my God. Army, Navy are both undefeated, by the way, this year. And Army's got the longest undefeated winning. How many games? I can't believe it.
10. Black Knights have won 10 in a row.
Holy cow. Since Georgia lost and Alabama lost, you can't, but you think of oh my God, how cool is that? That's a good bar bet right there.
The Ducks are second with 7 wins. Several colleges tied at 6, including Miami, Texas, Clemson, LSU, Texas A&M, and Navy.
And but Georgia had like 14 or 23. How many games in a row did they win?
They had like 30-something regular season games in a row, something like that. Going. But no, not in the postseason, though. Only 12 college football teams have more rushing touchdowns than Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty. He has 17 of them.
Wow.
Georgia Tech is one of the schools with more than he does. Jeanty is outscoring most teams. There are 109 FBS college football teams with fewer rushing yards than Ashton Jeanty.
You see that little fire plug guy that we see in the highlights? Holy smoke. Now, he's what, like 5'9", 230 or something?
Don't get ahead of me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've been saying since week 1 he's my Heisman favorite, and we could be looking at another Barry Sanders, except Jeanty is more powerful. He's 1 inch taller at 5'9" and almost 15 pounds heavier at 215 than Sanders.
Yeah. And he looks like a fireman. And he can move, too. He's really impressive.
He leg presses 600 pounds.
Yeah, that's outrageous. I hope he can stay healthy. I mean, that's the thing, boy. You get so muscle-bound like that, and you get to the pros, and they put even more. We'll see. I hope.
Now, this is the flounder part of the episode here.
Excellent.
Some of the internet are floating the rumor that if Kentucky fires head coach Mark Stoops, they'll try and get Tech's Brent Key. You sure about that? You sure about that? I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't think so.
Who is the highest paid coach in college football?
Kirby Smart, maybe?
Absolutely. Kirby Smart is. He's making over $13 million American dollars a year, by the way.
Wow, good for him.
Dabo Swinney of Clemson second at 11. Steve Sarkisian of the Longhorns third with 10.6. And Florida State fans must be happy that Mike Norvell gets $10 million a year. That's $10 million per win.
Oh.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And Kalen DeBoer, who just showed up at Alabama, already gets $10 million. That just ain't right.
Wow, that's
he just showed up, basically. He's a good coach, but come on. Undefeated Army faces East Carolina Saturday, and that's who head coach Jeff Monken is focusing on. So much so that when asked about maybe facing Navy more than once this season, Monken responded, "Do they still have a football program at that school?"
Oh, my God. They're undefeated, sir.
Well, 1 out of 12. See the man. Shots fired.
Jeez.
Arizona State Sun Devils High School team's quarterback.
No, wait a minute. University, sir.
Seb Levitt will miss this weekend's game against the Bearcats due to a rib injury. Former Cornhuskers and Yellow Jackets quarterback Jeff Sims will get the start for the second best school in Arizona. Well, I shouldn't say that since Arizona is indoctrinating kids with woke anti-Trump crap.
That's right, yeah.
You won't see that stuff at Arizona State.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe
put up with that. State University won't be doing that stuff. State universities, I'll bet you.
Maybe they don't have projectors there.
Oh, well, they don't have any movie screens, budget thing.
Where's that? Tempe?
Tempe, Arizona. Yeah.
Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah.
Beautiful downtown Tempe, as we like to say.
I almost drove over a guy in a wheelchair in a crosswalk once in Tempe, Arizona.
On Ambien, yeah. Unlike you, Kimmer, I'm not a big fan of Dancing with the Stars, but last night, former New England wide receiver Danny Amendola dedicated his dance to the late great head coach Mike Leach with the song Unsteady by Ex-Ambassadors. I've never heard of either one of those things.
Neither have I.
It got the highest rating of all the dances last night. So good.
I'm never dancing or watching Dancing Again. I've danced for the last time with my daughter at her wedding. And that's the ball game.
Tonight, Western Kentucky visits Sam Houston, FIU at UTEP in the Alphabet Bowl. Game 3 of the National League Championship Series tonight in Flushing. Dodgers and Mets tied at 1 apiece. And some long-awaited good news for White Sox fans. Longtime owner Jerry Reinsdorf thinking about selling the team. Here is your daily yogiism.
Yes.
His wife, Carmen, once asked Yogi Berra, "You're from St. Louis. We live in New Jersey. You played ball in New York. If you go before I do, where do you want to be buried?" And Yogi replied, "Surprise me."
It's like he said, "Oh, I always go to other guys' funerals because when I die, they're not going to come to mine if I don't."
Right. Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo has fully endorsed the women's volleyball team at the University of Nevada, Reno's decision not to play the San Jose's team because they use a man cosplaying as a woman. Governor Lombardo says no female athlete should feel unsafe, and he's calling the NCAA irresponsible.
Yeah, absolutely. And Donald Trump talked about that today. You're going to hear his soundbite in a few minutes.
Yeah. Yes, Scotty Scheffler did not have to think too hard when pondering what would be on the menu for the traditional Champions Dinner next April at the Masters. Says it starts with cheeseburger sliders with firecracker shrimp, tortilla soup, Texas ribeye steak, blackened redfish with macaroni and cheese, jalapeno cream corn, fried Brussels sprouts, and seasoned fries. Dessert, a warm chocolate chip skillet cookie with ice cream. The exact same menu he did last year because he was the winner for last year. But didn't win it last year.
Quite a feast there.
Yeah. Today in history, October 16th, happy birthday Beyond the Veil to Tim McCarver, born in 1941. The coolest thing Deion Sanders ever did was sneak by me in the Braves clubhouse and throw a bucket of water on McCarver during a Braves celebration, and he deserved it.
Yes, he did.
1912, Fred Snodgrass's 10th inning two-base error on a routine pop fly in center field sets up the tying and run en route to a 3-2 Red Sox victory, gives the Sox a win over the New York Giants and the World Series. The play becomes infamously known as Snodgrass's muff, making him the GOAT of the Fall Classic, and not in a good way. Yeah. Snodgrass's muff, not to be confused with Merkel's boner. Don't get the two in the same room.
Now, Merkel's boner, was that going around the base? He didn't touch her? He passed the guy on the base or what? I forgot.
Yeah,
but
he didn't touch the base.
He didn't touch the base, and so the guy missed the home run and the runs, and the other team won and lost the whole thing.
Also, a New York Giant, I believe, by the way. 1939, the city of New York swear in Lou Gehrig as a member of the Parole Commission by Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia.
Wow, Parole Commission.
And this just in, I just saw this on ESPN. The National Women's Soccer League team, expansion team in Boston, is having to apologize today for their Too Many Balls marketing campaign. Guess who's upset? The tranny freaks are upset. And they're apologizing for it. Let's see, what did they do here? They basically were celebrating Boston's professional sports history, mostly accomplished by men, by saying Boston loves its balls, and there are too many balls in this town. Okay, anything is possible, no balls necessary. Well, the trannies, Seattle midfielder Quinn, is one word, he's so famous, Quinn, identifies as a transgender and non-binary, so you got to get them both right.
Well, I don't even know what that means anymore.
He said, it feels transphobic. Yikes.
Yikes.
Somebody should kick him in the balls.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Quit kowtowing to less than 1% of the freaks and throwing out 20,000 years of human civilization for a bunch of freaks who are mentally ill.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of this, by the way. And it goes on. They basically had to, they had a website called toomanyballs.com. They had to take that down. I'd hate to see what the graphics were for that. But, they're apologizing for it because less than 1% of the population has got their feelings hurt.
And this is what group in Boston now? This is
the National Women's Soccer League, or NUSL.
I'll be damned. Some
expansion team in
sports.
Boston.
I'll be damned. Two more sports birthdays. Bryce Harper, 32 today, and Naomi Osaka, the shy, mentally unstable tennis champion. Naomi Osaka, that girl, 27 today. Anyway, Pete Davis, Holy Crap of Sports. Well done, sir, as always. 5:30, Cameron Pete and Flounder, 404-741-1230. We got your news. It's all coming up. More Flounders funnies, too. Look out. Here we go.
Tuesday the 5th, we decide the future of America. And Extra 106.3 is live and commercial-free all night with unmatched coverage of the 2024 presidential election.
Trust Extra 106.3 to be the voice you need right now.
The entire Extra staff is live starting after the Kimmer Show at 6 p.m. with Tug, Rhino, Los, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder all live together on the air, live on YouTube, and streaming on the Extra app. Plus some of the biggest local and national voices sounding in on the results in real time, including the Talkmaster Neil Bortz, Janelle and Calvin King, Joey Jones, and many more. The best election night conversation and your calls all night until a winner is declared. All live on the Extra 106.3 app, streaming live on YouTube and over the air on the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM.
It's time to turn work into fun with Exmark mowers this fall from Howard Brothers. Exmark mowers are built for speed, precision, and durability, making every cut cleaner, every job faster, and you can have fun doing it. Whether you're mowing lawns or tackling leaves, Exmark gets the job done fast, giving you more time to enjoy the season. So gear up and save time with mowers the pros trust. Visit Howard Brothers to check out your next Exmark mower today. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Exmark and Howard Brothers.
You may know that ATL Turf Co. has become a leader in artificial grass design and installation services, but you may not know that ATL Turf Co. is a large artificial grass distributor. We only sell U.S.-made, premium name brand turf at factory direct pricing below wholesale. And now we're open to the public with large inventories of lawn and landscape, putting green, athletic, and pet turf on sale. Plus, all remnants are on sale for only $1 per square foot, direct from Dalton to our warehouse in Kennesaw. Visit atlturfco.com to learn more. atlturfco.com.
Hey, sandwich lovers. Today's your lucky day. There's a whole new way to roll for lunch or dinner delight with Nucky's Hoagies in the Roswell Corners Shopping Center. Now open. Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell is family owned and operated by the Sub-Sisters, Stacy and Shannon, whose love language is food, and Nucky's Hoagies, their passion. When you bite into a Nucky's Hoagie, you'll taste the difference. The softest hoagie rolls ever, along with hunger-quenching sandwich combinations. Make Nucky's Hoagies in Roswell on Woodstock Road your new favorite spot for lunch or dinner.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Are you the type of consumer that likes to do your research before you choose a company? Well, then you need to join Dan Watkins, Chris Lolamy, and myself, Jim Niarchos, every Saturday morning at 9 for the All Four Seasons Home Show. We only vet local businesses with a proven history of integrity, competence, and solid customer service. The All Four Seasons Home Show helps you make a good consumer decision, save money, and not get ripped off. You can also follow our podcasts on Apple, Google, and Spotify. The All Four Seasons Home Show, Saturday mornings at 9, right here on Extra 106.3.
Electrify your senses with user-friendly technology and earth-friendlier power. Meet the all-electric 2024 Mercedes-Benz EQE 350 sedan. Satisfying for both drivers and passengers with innovations that only Mercedes-Benz can deliver. Experience the all-electric 2024 Mercedes-Benz EQE 350 sedan today. Lease one today for just $549 per month for 36 months with $66.93 due at signing. Exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models. And visit today to see how to qualify. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through October 31st, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Here we go. 5:35. How you doing? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and Marvin Gaye. 1962, the first night of a 2-month.
Sorry, I gave you the wrong one. Read the next one, and then we'll do Marvin Gaye after.
I was going to say, I didn't hear his voice.
The dead man.
I didn't hear his voice, so I'm hoping it going to be Marvin Gaye. It didn't sound like Marvin Gaye. It didn't sound like any Motown, but anyway, that's why it makes sense. I was afraid to just read that.
My fault.
No, it's okay. Calling an audible. I'm good with it. 1958, Muddy Waters, obviously, if you know anything about this guy's music. Muddy Waters made his live debut in Britain at the Odeon Theatre, 1958. It was part of the mainly classical Leeds Centenary Music Festival. Muddy Waters invited to Britain by a trombone player named Chris Barber to join a 10-date tour. The Chris Barber Band was one of Britain's most popular British acts in the 1950s. And in 58, they got Muddy Waters over there. So there you go. By the way, in case you missed earlier in the birthday list, I just got the biggest kick out of this. Martha Smith is 74 today. Martha Smith is the girl who played Mandy in Animal House, the one with the rubber gloves in the car at the parking scene, and also John Blutarski. John Belushi's Blutarski character is one who threw her into his car and took off with her, marrying her. Senator and Mrs. Blutarski with Mandy is 74 years
Remember
old
when he
today.
climbed up the ladder to look in her window?
And then the ladder, is the thing. Yeah, that was a funny movie. John Mayer, 47 years old today. The singer, John Mayer. Your Body's a Wonderland or something or other. And on this day in history, in 1984, she was only 15 days old. Her heart was failing. Loma Linda, California hospital, doctors inserted the heart of a baboon into baby Faye, the 15-day-old girl. She lived for 30 days. But it meant a lot to science. Baby Faye in the heart of a baboon. That was 1984. 1859, radical abolitionist John Brown brought 20 of his raiders with him and attacked Harper's Ferry in Northern Virginia. 10 of Brown's men were killed. Immediately, 5 got away. John Brown and 6 of his men were caught and executed. On this 1859. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at Lee Brandt Jewelers. Luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. 538-404-741-1230. 741-1230.
I just found out that when it gets below 50 degrees, you're supposed to bring your pumpkin in.
For what reason? Does it freeze?
Because it freezes and it kills it early. Yeah, I haven't carved it yet, of course.
How could like 45 degrees kill a palm? I'll be damned. It doesn't make
because
sense.
It's dead. You've chopped it away from the vine, so it's no longer alive. So it'll freeze and burst.
Huh. Well, in fact, I have a little teeny. My little friend Gretchen gave me a little tiny pumpkin. So I have an official pumpkin now, and I was thinking about actually carving it for Halloween. So,
you got to do it. Put it on video. You got to do it.
I should. I probably should.
Drink a margarita.
5:39. There you go. Politics. We'll get to Donald Trump here in a second. North Carolina Democrat leader has had to resign his post. Yeah, the party chairman for the Democrats in North Carolina had to quit after he got arrested. Gee, what did he get arrested for? I'll be damned. He was ripping down and stealing the road signs that were supporting Donald Trump. Lowell Simon, the former chairman of the County Democratic Party, also running for state office, announced that he's had to quit. He got arrested for stealing all the Trump signs. Well, how freaking unusual is that? Donald Trump himself did that town hall with all girls today here in Georgia. I think it was taped. Was it last night? It ran and played today, 11 o'clock this morning. And again, I work at home until about 11 or 11:30 and come into 11:50, come into work. Anyway, so I got to watch 10 or 15 minutes of it. And when Harris Faulkner introduced Donald Trump to those ladies in the audience, and he came out from behind that corner, holy cow, was like a rock star. I mean, I got a tingle. I mean, he came out kind of slyly, walked around, and they went nuts. They just went nuts. But for the record, these women, who I'm sure were mostly Trump supporters, so we'll get rid of the bias angle right away, because those women asked Donald Trump tougher questions than the media's been asking, and certainly, they've been tougher questions to Donald Trump than the media's been asking to Kamala Sidepiece. They went after Trump in a polite way, but they made sure they got their questions answered. Flounder, let's play the cut of Donald Trump concerning, we were just talking about trannies in sports and trannies in locker rooms. A woman there had a lot of reasons to ask that question today with Donald Trump. Flounder? The old Donald Trump soundbite here with the old soundbite.
My question is, how do you plan on addressing the transgender issue in women's sports? I have 9 grandchildren, 6 of them female, all playing sports, and we are very concerned for their safety, not just on the field and the courts, but in their locker rooms as well.
Right. It's such an easy question, and everybody in the room, and you know that answer, we're not going to let it happen. We stop it. We stop it. We absolutely stop it. You can't have it. It's a man playing in the game. I mean, physically, from a muscular state, even if it was a little bit less, maybe they do all sorts of tests and drugs and everything else. Look at what's happened in swimming. Look at the records that are being broken.
So how do you stop it? Do you go to the sports leagues?
See, she has to follow up.
You just ban it. The president bans it. You just don't let it happen.
Again, these ladies ask really serious, more tough questions, more serious questions than any of those guys have tried to nail down on Carmela Sidepiece, who, by the way, is going to be on Brett Baer at 6 o'clock. I'm taping it, so when I get home, I don't get home until 7, so I can watch it. But again, the issue to me for him tonight is going to be follow-ups. When she says, I'm going to make sure that middle America, the families with its gouging pricings for them to be able to, and he's got to say, what are you talking about? What price gouging? Do you know that grocers make an average of 1.5% profit if they're lucky? What are you talking about gouging? If I were a grocer, if I worked at a grocery store chain or something like that, you think I would be upset that she's blaming grocers for the economy? For the high prices they're gouging people? Really? That's your plan, is to stop this so-called gouging? I mean, honestly, and every other issue, all of them, transgender surgery for criminals, transgender surgery for illegal immigrants. I mean, just the tranny stuff, locker rooms, showering rooms, playing girls' sports. I mean, just do the tranny thing, about 9 follow-ups on that. Now you're in favor of legalizing weed. That's how you made your career, by putting 2,000 black guys in prison for smoking dope. I mean, there's a million ways. I can't wait to see. I hope he does it. I'm afraid he won't. I think he's going to be too polite. He's going to be sincere and try to be gentlemanly and try not to show any kind of bias. And I think he'll let her go. I think she'll do her word salad. And I'll doubt. In fact, are you going to watch tonight, Pete? And Flounder, I don't know if
the ball game's on tonight. So.
Oh, that's right, too. Well, I'm going to try to keep track of every time she does a word salad to see whether he reacts to it. So I'm going to keep a list of a word salad, yes or no follow-up, or criticism, or what do you mean, or something like that. So I'll keep track of it that way.
That brings to a question. Pete, when's the last time you've rooted for the Dodgers?
Yeah,
I know it's sad. It's really pathetic.
Well, at least
sad.
Freddie Freeman's on the team, so Yeah,
we like Freddie. Shohei, you gotta love Shohei. Mookie's a good guy. They're not the jerks they were in the past.
No, that's true. That's true. Hell, as a kid, I had a Jackie Robinson doll. That's all I heard as a kid in 1954 was the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Giants. It was all New York teams.
Show me on the Jackie Robinson doll where the man hurt you.
Bad touching. Thank you. 404-741-1230. By the way, Donald Trump. Oh, they were supporters out in Jupiter, Florida, where I got my horse Jack the Good Boy, by the way, when I was retired. They were having a thing off the beach there, and boats filled with men dressed in swastikas, shouting anti-Jewish comments and stuff, supporting Donald Trump. They were wearing Trump hats, pretending they were MAGA people. They got caught as being phonies. They were not. They were Democrats who were trying to show that Donald Trump, has his MAGA supporters are all Nazis. So they got sprayed in water. The other boats have floundered them with water, going by with their engines running and stuff. So anyway, just for the record, they'll do any dirty tricks they can. And Donald Trump's going to cook the fries. He's going to work the fryer machine at McDonald's in Pennsylvania this weekend, which ought to be a freaking hoot. 544. And Carmela's side piece says, "Oh yeah, we're open to reparations." She will be on. Apparently, she's going to be on 6 o'clock tonight, and she may be still working out to go on Joe Rogan. If she does, and by the way, I hope somebody asks her whether she's now going to commute all those sentences. I hope Brett Baer asks her if she's going to commute the sentences of all those black guys she put in prison. Does she feel bad about it now? Is she proud of this, of her record? And by the way, she is now saying Donald Trump is hiding from his campaign, Donald Trump is too old to be president, and Donald Trump is too mentally incompetent to be president. They're doing the Joe Biden campaign.
He held 2 press conferences in 2 different cities yesterday.
Yeah, and they're still saying Donald, because he had to turn to music when the people were falling over fainting, they said, well, he refused to answer their questions. He's not even campaigning. And he did a town hall
that same day.
the gaslighting, and that's what Biden did. He hid in the basement. He's too old and he's mentally incompetent. And now they're saying that fits Donald Trump. Oh, I hate these people. You can't hate them enough.
I hate them.
546. Give Pete and Flounder. Another Flounders.
We're not coming together if we win.
Yeah.
We're coming after you.
That's weird. I'm kind of looking for. I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, I'll be looking.
No,
for
I hope we win. I hope we come out.
If we got him, please God. 546. Give Pete and Flounder. Here we go.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Pete, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
I'm sure you've heard by now of the mass shooting that happened in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know, 20-some people hurt, 4 people killed. One thing the media has not told you is that the shooters were black. Uh-oh. Racism. Don't use that word around me. It means nothing. The urban black culture is a culture of violence, predatory violence. And finally, somebody said it. Not just me, the old white guy. Somebody said it. His name is Randall Woodfin. He is the mayor of Birmingham. Go ahead, call the black mayor of Birmingham a racist because he mentions the culture of violence.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
If you notice any cracks in your foundation, they are not going to go away. They need to be addressed as soon as possible to reduce additional costs that come with repair. Ramjack is the best company in the industry for repairing your foundation. We have the highest quality products in the nation. So, if you are experiencing foundation problems, please contact us at ramjack.com/Atlanta or call us at 770-502-8881. That's 770-502-8881.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPsETC.com.
Have you considered securing your family's future, protecting your hard-earned assets, navigating complex legal matters with ease? Nelson Elder Care Law is here to guide and empower you and your loved ones. As a family-owned and family-focused business, our mission is to exceed your expectations, offering absolute assurance and peace of mind. With our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust and expertise in customized estate planning, Medicaid crisis solutions, probate administration, guardianship, and conservatorship, Nelson Elder Care Law protects what matters most to you. Imagine a team dedicated to safeguarding your legacy every step of the way. Our flat fees ensure transparency, and our customized plans prioritize your family's specific needs. Are you worried about protecting your family and your legacy after you're gone? Let us help you ensure you're absolutely protected from whatever curveballs life may throw your way. Schedule a complimentary legacy planning meeting with our legal team in Marietta or Woodstock today. Contact us at 678-250-9355 or visit at nelsoneldercarelaw.com.
The end of the year is closing in, and with it, another tax year comes to an end. As you prepare to file your taxes, consider the efficiency of your tax strategy. Have you maximized your IRA and Roth contributions? Do you have an RMD strategy in place? Are you making moves now to maximize your future tax-free income? Not only is the year-end fast approaching, but the 2017 tax cuts sunset at the end of 2025, placing many Americans in a higher tax bracket. Don't just report your taxes, plan for them. Contact Master Plan Retirement Consultants now to create a retirement plan specifically designed for you. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation where we can illustrate your retirement outlook and create a plan together for your future. Master Plan Retirement Consultants. Plan well and prosper.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
What's up, Atlanta? It's Ben Burnett, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show. Each and every weekend, right here on Extra 106.3, we unpack all the week's events. We talk about all the issues with a local Atlanta-based flavor. You can catch me each and every weekend, Saturdays at 2 and Sundays at noon. If you ever miss an episode, you can go to the podcast park or wherever you download all of your content, and I'll be right there. Thanks for listening to the Ben Burnett Show, proudly brought to you by Butler Snow.
All right, look out. As promised, Marvin Gaye. Guy could sing. Had a problem with Daddy, but wasn't Marvin Gaye got shot in his underpants at the woman and the manager of the motel or something?
No, he was shot by his daddy.
His daddy shot him. Yeah, that's right.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
Sam Cooke was the motel.
Oh, that's right, Sam. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Marvin Gaye's dad shot him.
Yeah,
I forgot why.
Marvin Gaye had a cocaine problem. He was living with his dad trying to get clean, and it did not happen.
His dad was nuts, too.
Yeah. Marvin Gaye, 1962, was the first night of a 2-month Motown package tour in Washington. Marvin Gaye, the Supremes, Mary Wells, Miracles, and Stevie Wonder, who was 12 years old, on the Motown Records package tour in 1962. Holy cow. Let's see. Bob Weir from the Grateful Dead, 77 years old today. Let's see. On this day, 1992, George Harrison, Eric Clapton, Neil Young, and others saluted Bob Dylan at Madison Square Garden in 1992. The highlight of that night, though, was when Sinbad O'Connor, Sinead, was booed off the stage for that earlier incident Saturday Night Live where she tore up the picture of the Pope. She defiantly screamed a war chant at the unruly crowd booing her off the stage, left the stage with her head held high, and then broke down crying into the arms of Chris Christopherson. 1992. And how's this for timing? 1992, same day, J.K. Rowling got married to a guy named Jorge Arantes 2 years after she began writing her first Harry Potter novel. Unfortunately, it took her 6 years to finish the book, and Jorge stupidly divorced her after only 1 year of marriage, not realizing that he was going to be a billionaire's husband. So, yeah, whatever. By the way, for the record, I mentioned earlier when I was watching the introduction to Donald Trump today on Fox with Harris Faulkner. Flounder, I think, has the actual introduction stuff, and again, it was like a rock star showing up here. Flounder, if you would.
Of the United States. The Republican nominee for this year's presidential election, Donald J. Trump. Welcome.
I mean, here it's like the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show. It was unbelievable. And again, if you just joined us, those ladies asked tougher questions and follow-up questions to get exactly the answers they wanted, and he answered them. They had tougher questions than the media have asked of Vice President's side piece. Hard to believe. 404-741-1230. All right, Pete Davis, I forgot two things. I heard this again on the news, or I'm sorry, on the baseball game. It was either last night or the night before. I think it was last night. And it made a lot of sense to me. And I remembered either I hadn't heard it in a long time or I'd forgotten it, but I'll bet you know very well about this. There's a cliche in the baseball inner circles of people that says the playoff or the World Series, World Series, doesn't really start until the home team loses a game.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah, except last year, no home team won a game.
Yeah, it was the damnedest thing in the world. But the cliche used to be, it doesn't really get into, it's like the back nine at the Masters. It doesn't really count till the back nine of Augusta. This is like the series doesn't really start until the home team loses a game. Because that sure changes
Punch
everything.
In the mouth. Yeah.
Cool. Also, do we have time for that, Pete Davis? You mentioned the other day, we were talking about this new robot, that Elon's got this new freaking robot that can, and you were saying, and I was wondering now, can these things talk? Can they actually communicate? Is there a way with AI where they can understand what you're saying and have some kind of response built into them? How is that possible? And you were mentioning they can do something else that floored me too.
They can sign language.
They can do sign. I mean, that's pretty specific. And then but they can talk and communicate, and they can do. I mean, so what? Then why are we waiting to have them dressed as girls? Put some fake skin on them.
I don't know.
And make them girls. You ought to be able to do it. May make a face out of putty or whatever they make, a fake skin stuff, and make a human, model with that inside her, and you could have your own. And by the way, now let me ask you this: one day we ought to do a whole story about this, or a whole show about this. What would that mean to the relationships in the world and women? How would you feel about that? If you're a 25-year-old guy and you're sick and tired of all the, and you can get yourself an artificial girl who can communicate with you, talk with you, know what you're talking about, be an actual mate. How would you?
Well,
and why would you ever go back to?
Girls can do it too.
And that's the other thing, ladies. Would you want to have?
How long?
Yeah.
How long before they say the robot raped me?
Exactly. Or not only that, how long before they say from now on, where are you going to get the babies? Who would want to? I'm seriously. This is a whole thing, because I know a lot of guys, including me. If you gave me a beautiful-looking woman who happened to be a robot, but you couldn't ever tell, you did not know. She was a knockout, and she loved you, and she sat next to you in the car and called you a baby. Just like on my bucket list I never got.
How
a girl
much?
That sat next to me in the car and called me baby.
How much would it be worth to you?
Everything I own. What, are you kidding? Everything I own. But seriously, what would happen? Because it's going to happen. And then all of a sudden, the women of the world, of America, let's say, are going to have to decide how do they feel about that, first of all, and is it okay? And secondly, if it's good for men, it's good for women, goose and gander. So they're going to be getting guys who would be, with exactly built the way they want them, all the tools of, but whatever they want. I mean, why not? So what are they going to need you for? And then would everybody be happy? I just think about it. It's freaking freaky. Anyway, and is this a new funny ad? What? From the Minnesota. Some guy did a phony commercial ad for tourism in Minnesota, and it shows the home of Tim Watts. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you this too. There's a Babylon Bee, and I got to find it before we run out of time. A Babylon Bee shows a picture. Terrified Tim Walsh stands on chair all day waiting for wife to get home and kill that spider. I freaking goof. Oh my Lord. And then one more too. NASA is baffled at how Elon Musk managed to succeed without as many gay, non-binary Muslim dwarfs of color as they have at NASA. Anyway, 5:58. Flounder, before we say adios for the day, a little Flounder's funny for Nucky's.
I've become clumsy in my old age. Anybody ever drop their phone in the toilet? There you go. I did, and after I did, I put my phone in a bag of rice. Anybody ever drop a bag of rice in the toilet? I took a quiz on Facebook called "What's Your Spirit Animal?" I got extinct. I had a colonoscopy, and when it was over, they said, we'll see you in 10 years. And I thought, the you will.
Who's that guy, Flounder? Forgot his name.
His name is Mr. Andy Huggins.
Andy Huggins. All righty. By the way, tomorrow we're going to talk about some Dear Abby stuff and the girl who says that my sister's boyfriend's hitting on me. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff. Kipper, Pete, Flounder. Boys, I'll see you tomorrow, Thursday. And oorah, Semper Fi, I gotta go. You're killing me. Christine, sing me home, baby. Hoorah, look out, herp and herp and herp.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.